What's up, everybody? Like always, technical difficulties there with the intro. The timing is a little off. But anyway, I'm your boy Migs, and we got Liquid Nebula in the house. This was going to be a little bit from the hip because we have a couple of situations going on in the background with our buddies. We hope they get better, and we hope
They're
the
making movies.
others.
They're outside making movies. Ellos están
Exactly.
siendo unos tremendos profesionales. Ellos están dejando la piel, sudor, tears, todo en el set.
Exactly. We hope we bid them well. They're gonna probably pop in if they can. If not, it's just me and Sully, or Sully and I today. And we're gonna talk about uh Miss Marvel and the season finale of The Boys. Which one do you
Algo
want
me
to
lo
do
van a
first?
contar.
Oh, you haven't seen the season finale of The Boys?
No, primero que nada, ¿qué tú has visto durante esta semana y fin de semana y whatever?
I went to go see Thor. I finally went to go see Thor. It was alright. It was like, we could get into it in a bit. Besides that, I haven't really watched anything else. I've just been a little really busy with work and stuff like that. So yeah. If you want,
So, no te
¿cómo es?
preocupes. Que yo estoy en los mismos, no te preocupes.
Si tú quieres dar tu opinión de Thor en lo que yo arreglo este revolú que tengo aquí, rapidito.
Dale, chilling. Ok, Thor es super fun. Gente, por favor, si no tienen más nada que ver, véanla. No está tan mal. Si quieren esperar a que esté en Disney Plus. Yeah, out of the bat, I'm gonna say, if you can't wait, si pueden esperar, esperen. No es como que una total emergencia verla. Es super fun, de verdad que es bien divertida. Si tú no quieres escuchar nada de lo que está pasando en el MCU, si no quieres como que meterte en tanto problema con ver 400 películas, series y atar los cabos con esta, no te preocupes porque no tienes que hacer nada de eso.
Nuestro distinguido y querido colega dice que Thor es pupu. Gracias por ser tan elocuente con tus palabras.
My wife just told me that es como si estuviese haciendo un infomercial. Pues sí, es que para, tú sabes, resumidas cuentas, tú no necesitas saber nada del MCU para hablar de Thor, porque literalmente it's its own thing, en el sentido de que Taika Waititi se aseguró de escribir un guión con otra persona, botar al zafacón todo lo que hizo Thor en Infinity War, y como que, ok, como ustedes dijeron, o sea, cuando nosotros estábamos hablando de la película, they just digressed everything badass that Thor did. Y todo lo que Thor hizo en su momento de como que, coño, están profundizando el personaje, está buscando aceptación, está pasando por todo todos los procesos about mourning, porque él perdió a su mamá y él no pudo como que mourn her properly, como que llorarla apropiadamente, porque era como que, ok, se murió, I have to do this and that, tengo que hablar al mundo, tengo que hacer un montón de cosas. So, en realidad, él pasó por tantas cosas que, coño, ese procedimiento de él estar encojonado, todo lo que hizo Hela, de que se le murió el pai, muere Loki por 500,000 veces, tú sabes, todo eso se fue a la puta. Y no hay más nada cómo explicar, o sea, cómo definirlo o explicarlo.
Todo.
Hey, I am a full-on nerd. Wait.
Oh, you got your glasses back? All right.
Yeah, but I'm
You
not
got
gonna.
your... What? Digo, man. What the...
No, me duele la cabeza. He estado. ¿Cuándo fue que se me rompieron?
But are they better?
Sí, they're better. Thank you.
I don't remember. I've been trying to fix it for like 3 hours.
Yeah, she's been trying to fix it for 3 hours. Huh?
And you're not gonna wear them?
I will wear them once my head.
It's been 3 hours.
Dame unas panadoras y hablamos. Literal, ok. Funny story. No fue que los rompí, no fue que los tiré, porque usualmente ese es el issue. Yo cuando me encojono, pues lo primero que hago es tirar mis espejuelos. ¿Por qué? No sé. ¿Sabes? Cuando uno está encojonado, uno pierde la cabeza. Pero esto fue limpiando los espejuelos.
Okay.
No fue ningún accidente. Thank you. No fue ningún accidente, no fue nada, ¿sabes? Así extremo. Fue que literalmente me salí a bañar, tenían agua y yo pues lo fui a limpiar y después me quedé con un canto y el otro estaba en el piso.
Mira, nuestro viewer, Ángel, dice Love and Thunder es para mí la peor película del MCU.
No,
es
todavía
puro
está Dark
cringe.
World. Yo lo lamento, todavía está Dark World. Es que esa, Dios mío, es que... Mira, es mejor que tú te rías a tú estar 2 horas así.
All right, so...
Anyways, pero en verdad está divertida. El guión, pues, hicieron cosas chéveres. Me encantó Mighty Thor. Si no saben, ese es el nombre apropiado para Lady Thor. It was super fun. Te vas a ir con cojones. No es como que la gran cosa del mundo. Y literalmente sí puedes esperar a verla en Disney Plus o qué sé yo, Seven Seas inclusive.
Okay, so I went to see this movie on Saturday after dinner, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. The theater was full, so la taquilla, like decir que esto no va a vender is total bullshit. It's selling like hotcakes, like many Marvel products. La sala estaba llena y durante toda la película solamente habían como 2 personas riéndose. And I wasn't one of them. Like, I wasn't. I'm gonna be honest with you. The thing that made me laugh the most was the fucking goats.
Ah, no,
the goats were fucking. I don't know why that joke was really stupid, but it made me laugh.
Es un meme y cuando te ponen un meme es como que it takes it to a whole nother level porque tú sientes que están breaking the fourth wall en ese like a little bit. No es como que blatant, tan blatant y tan duro como lo hace Deadpool, pero por lo menos tú te puedes sentir como que coño, this is something that I know, this is something that even my mom knows. Como que las cabras, everybody can enjoy the fucking goats. Y la mejor escena de toda la película es cuando las cabras le meten al planeta. That's the best scene ever.
Yeah.
No hay break. No hay break.
So it was like, how can I say it? Like, I'm not a fan of this movie. It was kind of rough for me, but it's not. It's just like the tone is all over the place. The beginning of the movie, like when our friends had seen it and they let us know that like they really thought the idea that we're trying to put in the beginning of it was very strong. Es verdad. Like the whole like I lost faith in my religion and then I literally get to meet my God up front and he's a total fucking D-bag.
Eso está bien cabrón.
Like that was heavy. That was very heavy-handed. Like it has a lot of implications, but then it gets thrown to the side. You know, for shits and giggles and laughs. Gore the God Butcher, like the Christian Bale's performance is like a mí me gustó ciertos elementos, pero pues otras partes like I didn't feel like it was the gore from the comics, kind of. Like it felt a little different. I kind of had an issue with the whole like I would have preferred it if they made him the villain because él de verdad sentía todo ese odio hacia los dioses o se dejó llevar por esa motivación de like I want to kill them all now. I want to kill all the gods and all this stuff. But in reality, if you watch the movie, that comes from the sword. Like the sword is the thing that taints him. It's not really him.
Exacto.
The necro sword is the thing that taints him. And you know, I mean, you know, I don't want to be like, okay, it doesn't have to be 100% faithful to the comics. Pero, ¿sabes? Esa cuestión de que pues there's like a MacGuffin. You know what I mean? Me pasó también en la tanda que yo fui. La mayoría de la audiencia no estaba riéndose para nada de los chistes. There was 2 people in the room that were like fucking laughing hard enough for the rest of us. They were like, ah, 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 like they were like really enjoying the movie. I think that's like literally like maybe that might be like an analogy for the film. Like 2 out of 20 people like are gonna really enjoy this movie like a lot. Mm-hmm. Another issue I had was like with Gore in particular, I would have preferred if they would have put the like him literally slaying the shit out of all the gods himself instead of showing us like nos enseñaron como que él mató a este dios, boom, oh he killed this god, boom, like there's really no, I mean, what other person does he kill besides the one guy from the beginning?
Ajá, ninguno, porque
right? He doesn't kill anybody, ¿verdad?
Ajá, como que mató tal dios, él está en un rampage espacial matando a distintos dioses, pero no vemos a ninguno. Es como que you're not putting him as menacing y es como que you're making him a joke. Porque tú solamente nos estás aludiendo que él está haciendo esto, no lo estamos viendo. No me estás dando ese butcher moment. Que Hello es su nombre, God Butcher. O sea, hasta en la imagen de la película lo dicen, es como que, ajá, pero es que we only see him kill one god. Y fue, oh, the one God that was an asshole to him. ¿Qué pasó si él mató a un Dios que was actually good
Yo
and was
juraba,
actually pleading not to do that? Y estaba
yo,
como que bargaining and tú sabes, esa relationship, y no relationship, esa interacción como que it's not there.
I thought that when they kept on showing like Olympus or what, you know, their version of Olympus in the trailers, I thought that like literally shit was gonna go down Olympus and he was gonna wipe out half the gods. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh shit. They didn't even show that. I mean, that never happens in the movie. Spoilers. Después de lo muestran and it's like Thor didn't kill him, but he kind of like handed him his ass in the first fight. They have like a little kerfuffle, and he really doesn't get the best out of anybody in that fight. Like they toss him around a couple of times, and I literally, the person I was with that day or whatever, I told them, I was like, that's an issue for me. And she was like, why? I was like, because I don't feel he's menacing. I don't feel that he's that all powerful. Like that, he's a god butcher. Like he's supposed to be more powerful than a god. Like he's supposed to be this menacing force, like falling angels out of the sky type deal. And I didn't feel that because in the first couple of minutes, you're already tossing him around like a rag doll. He has like he has an elusiveness of like they can't get to him, you know, to really beat the shit out of him. But they've already beat him up, like lo han tirado por ahí como un trapo.
Se supone que él sea Hela killing the Valkyrie. Es como
¿Verdad?
que enseñaron más a Hela matando gente que a él. Como que y es por el mismo director y es como que what the fuck are you doing?
That's another thing. Everybody's like, oh, this is like Thor Ragnarok turned up to like 11. I really like Thor Ragnarok, and it was funny, but I don't know why. Like the comedy in Thor Ragnarok like worked for me, and the one in this one, like la parte de las cabras, y pues like I don't know, some of the stuff with Korg was like pretty funny. Yeah, I forget her name. Jesus Christ, the Valkyrie. I'm so bad. Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson.
Yeah,
Tessa Thompson is gorgeous.
Esa es mi trama.
Thompson is gorgeous.
No, literalmente yo dije, yo vine a esta película por dos cosas, las cabras y Tessa Thompson. That's it.
Yeah. You know, and then we get to the whole thing where like I think they mishandled, as cool as it was to see her on screen and to give them a little bit of time to I don't know if we can call her Lady Thor or just Thor.
Mighty
Thor, exactly. Natalie Portman's portrayal of that version of Thor, para mí, like, damn, the comics did it so much better. I like noticed right off the bat, and I told the person that was with me, I was like, this is a little problematic in my eyes. Like, in the books, if I'm not mistaken, obviously she gets cancer, but she becomes worthier of wielding the hammer because of her fight with cancer and who she is. And I think at one point there's even like an allusion to, you know, they can literally take her to, I could be wrong, but I think there's an allusion to the fact that they could take her to wherever Thor's from, and like they could use magic to cure her, right? And she refuses. I think she refuses to get the Asgardian treatment. Like that makes her worthy. She's willing, you know, to like fight the good fight on her own terms, blah blah.
Yeah.
This one treated it a little. This was a little different. I mean,
when there's no Asgard, there is new Asgard. Y a ella le dijeron, pues mira, nosotros te podemos dar un tratamiento más agresivo. They do say that in New Asgard. Pero ella como que, ellos dijeron que sí, pero en ese momento fue toda la, o sea, el tercer acto, el climax, the whole fighting, how they're gonna beat Gore, so she doesn't get to. So no es que ella, en esta vez, no es que she refuses, es que she doesn't get to.
But also the thing about the I understood where the idea came from, the whole thing that like Thor loved this person so much that he endowed the hammer to her, like to protect her or whatever.
Exactly. Eso a mí me sacó de tanto de olvido porque ellos vivieron esta vida that we did not get to see. Entonces, where does this stand? Porque de la manera que lo contaron, you don't know where this is at. Es como que, okay, he got in shape y de momento he was living with her y todo estaba fine, and then happened with all the things and work and whatever. Y es como que, how much time did it pass?
I think he said it like 8 years. 8 years, something like that. But my whole thing is just that, like, I'm surprised.
So
Like,
this means we're 8 years into the MCU with nothing happening.
I don't
When
know.
you
I
think
guess.
about it, como que se siente bien out of place porque, okay, estuvimos 5 años, ellos estuvieron 5 años with the apocalypse of everybody vanishing, and this is supposed to be one thing after another. So what was it? They were 3 months together and living together and doing all that shit. Porque when you think about it, when you really think about it, como que no hace sentido cuánto tiempo ellos estuvieron juntos y cuánto tiempo pasaron juntos. How much time did it pass, you know? Como que entre medio de todo lo que ha pasado en el MCU, o sea, si lo vamos a conectar appropriately, en todo lo que ha pasado, when does that stand? ¿Cuánto tiempo ha pasado? Es como que, I don't know. To me, it really confuses me.
Yeah. There's always like a weird time. The framing with time is a little off. The whole thing with the hammer for me is just like,
Oh, yeah.
yo, you kind of like, let's break it down and let's be serious here. Like, she's supposed to be this very strong feminine figure, and in the movie, it feels like she got her power because a guy gave it to her.
Yeah. He just made a promise.
She didn't really gain like the power because of her will. She gained it because él sentía un amor por ella bien fuerte, y gracias a él, el amor que él tenía por ella, pues, and I was just like, that's odd to me.
Yes.
I was like, that's for such a strong feminine character in the comic books. I'm surprised, like, pardon my French, I'm surprised all the feminazis aren't tearing this shit to shreds.
Me sorprende.
Me sorprende bien brutal que nadie como que le cayó encima de ese tema, como que, oh, el poder se lo dio un hombre. like
Mano,
me sorprende tanto y tanto.
Ahora que dices eso, hay un punto que les he querido decir, pero quería esperar este momento a ver si ustedes también se dieron cuenta. Yo no sé qué pasó en ese cabrón script, no sé qué páginas recogieron o qué fotocopiaron, o sea, la recogieron de zafacón o something, y después la fotocopiaron y la pusieron 2 veces, una detrás de la otra. Pero ustedes no se dieron cuenta que cuando este cabrón Korg, ¿sabes que Korg está hablando con Valkyrie cuando ellos están en el bar?
You're talking about when he's just a face.
When he's just a face. ¿Qué pasa? Él le dice, tú eres alcohólica, o sea, le dice a Valkyrie, tú eres alcohólica porque viste a tu jeva morir, bla, 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 y viste a todas las Valkyries morir, y qué sé yo. No pasan ni 5 minutos y Gore le está diciendo exactamente la misma línea. Le está diciendo exactamente lo mismo.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
Te lo juro, es back to back que ella le dice, no, ya, tú viste a tu jeva morir, por eso tú no eres nadie, tú no eres nada. Thank you. Por eso tú no eres esto, tú no eres lo otro. Y es como que, mano, what is that? O sea, ¿quién no se dio cuenta de esto? Entonces, when I told her lo de Valkyrie, sí. That's okay, it's fine. Mira, lo de Valkyrie.
You're so spoiled. You're spoiled, yo. You're spoiled. On the feed, they bring you drinks and food and all that stuff.
He say I'm spoiled. Yeah. No, pero lo de Valkyrie, do you notice?
Sí. She's spoiled.
Yeah. Chuches. Anyways, I'll drink my shot in a second. Pero lo dicen back to back lo mismo. Se lo dicen a Valkyrie 2 veces. Es como que, okay, no acabaron de pasar 5 minutos and he just said that. Why is he saying it again? Like, el que de verdad, véanla en algún punto dado y se van a dar cuenta que, y eso es un error que I could not let it go. Mira, por más que a mí me confirmaran, sí, esa era la jeva de Valkyrie, porque nunca lo habían dicho confirmado, qué sé yo. Y I'm all for gay love in Marvel movies, porque fuck it, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, how they struggle, porque it's something so simple, it's so natural that they struggle with it. Y aquí, they really struggle with it.
Let me ask you a question. When they showed the Olympus scene with Russell Crowe, how did you feel about Russell Crowe's performance as Zeus?
I think he was channeling Maximus. Pero, like, a él le dijeron, cabrón, créete que estás en Bollywood. Es que, no sé, like, cuando él empezó a hablar, what is wrong with him?
But el weird accent, I didn't expect that. I saw the trailers and I was like, oh, he's gonna be like a very how do you call that? He is very conceited, but I thought he was gonna be like very reserved and very regal or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, they went this route with it. Why? Of course, why? Of course they went with this route with it. Like, you know what I mean? I was laughing.
Faltaba que dijera, are you not entertained?
Yeah. The whole segment with Thor or whatever in there. I mean, again, for shits and giggles, right? Like it had its moments of laughter, had its moments where I was like, this shit is dragging on a little bit too long. The flick everybody saw in the trailers. Would you say it was a good performance or a bad performance?
De parte de Crowe or
Russell Crowe. Oh, we'll get to Chris Hemsworth in a minute.
Okay. Al igual que Christian Bale, they had to work with what they had. They had to work with the direction. Porque si a Taika Waititi no le hubiese gustado, se supone que él lo cambie, ¿no? Porque él no va a dejar que his vision is gonna get derailed by just one actor. Por más premio, por más chavo, por más reconocido que sea. You know, that's supposedly how things work, you know? I'm just fantasizing here. Pero está demasiado exagerado. No sé, I think it was a little... I don't want to say overacting because I'm not an actress. I'm not...
You can say it. It's an opinion.
World. Pero en mi opinión, I think all of them were overacting. Christian Bale, en mi opinión, he really, really, really tried.
Yeah.
Y él te daba como que estas emociones, estas expresiones que tú te quedas como que, coño, este cabrón, he's really trying.
No, when he's serious and the moments are dark, like they're really fucking dark. Did you hear what they cut off of the movie? Supposedly he had a scene where, and I didn't notice that, but when he gets the sword and then when he goes to when he's already Gore the God Butcher, the markings he had on his head is because he cut off his religious symbol, his symbology or whatever, and supposedly they saw that and they were like, no, you're not putting that shit in the movie.
Nieta. Es que yo me di cuenta, mala mía, pero es que yo me di cuenta y yo dije, coño, eso tuvo que haber estado tan y tan cabrón. O sea, yo viendo la película, yo dije, wow, he really cut off like every single marking that he had on his body. Y eso es because he believed in this God. Like, in certain religions, you do get tattoos and like, vamos a ponerlo así como henna, you know, in the Hindu culture and stuff like that, right? Like, he got those tattoos because that's what they believed in. And those are marking us of being, you know, very religious and very devout to your God. Pero when I saw that he cut them off, yo dije, coño, mano, eso hubiese sido tan brutal verlo, como que por lo menos no lo tienes ni que enseñar completo, hazle una silueta, es lo que sé yo, en el planeta, what is called, the negative zone? I forgot what it was called.
Eternity? Was it Eternity?
No, the planet where they, donde las cabras se caen, like, they, I forget the name of the planet.
The movie's a damn blur.
Anyways, the negative zone, I'm gonna call it like that. So, in this, si hubiese sido como que he got to that planet and then he started like slashing his tattoos off and his face, pero you don't really have to show it. So simplemente dame una, like, alude que lo está haciendo. Give me like I don't mean a cutaway porque, qué sé yo, dame una sombra si no lo quieres enseñar completo, o qué sé yo, of him simply, or a sound of him suffering, porque eso tiene que ser un sufrimiento, renouncing your beliefs, and you're going through grief because your daughter died in your arms because you couldn't do shit.
That was such a strong start to the movie. I was like, oh, the movie was spoiled for me. You know, let's just be transparent here. I mean, I didn't really have a problem with the movie being spoiled for me, so I had to see it for myself. But I was like, damn, that is a strong beginning to a movie. Like, that is some deep shit that's going on. He lost his daughter. He's in the desert. He had to bury her. I was like, shit. But I already knew that sooner or later this movie was gonna nosedive into Happy Land. So I was like, oh man, this sucks. Supposedly Taika Waititi says there's no director's cut, which makes me laugh because even though he doesn't believe there's a director's cut, we already know there's been stuff that was cut from the movie. Like plenty of stuff that was left on the cutting room floor.
Es como, él no te quería decir, yeah, you'll see my deleted scenes en el DVD. Don't worry about it. Eso era lo que él no quería decir.
I don't know if they'll add that to Disney Plus, though. I don't think they'll add it.
Por eso, they have a chance. They still have one chance to add it to the DVD/Blu-ray. They have one chance. If they don't do it, that is fucking bullshit.
So those things were obviously now we could talk about Chris Hemsworth. Mano, no hate from a pudgy looking dude like me. Like Chris Hemsworth is a fucking beautiful specimen of male. The fucking guy is like torn. There's not an inch of that guy's body that doesn't look like a fucking Greek statue. But and he actually is like he's funny, like he's charismatic. El Melake, like he's very like seductive on screen, like with his looks and his charm. Pero puñeta, why did they have to go so hard with the fucking like they turned them into an idiot?
Yeah.
Like they really did turn him into a buffoon. The part where I knew this shit was gonna be bad was when he did the split.
Oh.
When he did the split with that horrible CGI, and then I was like, oh, okay, he's doing Van Damme moves. Like he's literally doing because Van Damme did the split. You know, they had that commercial where he does the split in between the two trucks. And then he
Sí,
did
pero
like
para que no sepa quién es Van Damme, just in
sí,
case.
exacto, kickboxer. Pero like he did the spin kick, and I was like, okay, I guess this is your homage to like 90s or 80s like action superstars or whatever. But I was like, damn, they're really going this route. A 5-second use of the Guardians.
Oh, yeah. Fíjate, yo pensé que they used them for too long.
Really?
Ya, yo como que, ok, a mí me dijeron que duraban como 5 minutos, pero en un momento yo estaba como que, ¿cuándo se van a ir?
Yo pensaba que ellos iban a volver.
Bueno,
Yo honestamente pensaba que en vez de la escena de los niños, iban a ser ellos ayudando a pelear contra Gore.
ojalá, pero tampoco.
But we didn't get that either. So yeah, Chris Hemsworth, man, like they really turned up his stupidness in this character. He's practically a buffoon now. He's a lovable idiot.
No, mala mía, pero la manera que he was like, it goes so deep to the way that he was announcing his words. The way he was speaking, era como que, okay,
Jane?
Ajá, era como que, no cabrón, you woke up that day and tú dijiste, no fucks given.
Yeah.
A mí me van a pagar millones por esta mierda and I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out of it. Eso fue lo que él dijo ese día.
Yes. It was rough. It was a little cringy. It was very cringy. As the movie goes on or whatever, you know, it's just the love triangle with the hammers was a little funny. It was a little. I had a good 2 or 3 chuckles or whatever when he was talking, like, you know, he'd be describing the other hammer and then the new one would come out or whatever and like be right behind them. Like that was pretty. It had its moments. As the movie goes on, then there's like the final scene. I like that little scene they had in the temple with all the gods. The statues of the gods. There was the so like the last scene where the kids are at. Remember where the kids come out?
Okay, sí.
Tienen todas las estatuas atrás, and they have like Jesus Christ, the Watcher, and they have the Living Tribunal. They have like a whole bunch of I was telling the person next to me, I was like, yo, those are gods back there, like from the comic books. Like those are really big figures. He was like,
Yeah, so like, let's see if he's studying for nothing.
Exactly.
Como que esto es tan normal. Let us use this studying for nothing. Esto fue idea de Kevin Feige, no fue idea de Taika.
Oh, side note, Heimdall has a son because Heimdall has a son.
O sea, Heimdall estaba a 40 pesos la hora abriendo y cerrando el Bifrost, o sea, poniendo chavos de seguro social, él tenía plan médico, 401k y tenía un hijo y una esposa y todo, como que that was just his job, como que let me turn on the Bifrost, that's my only job here, and wait for God, for Thor to call me, y después él estaba trabajando 9 to 5.
They introduced him out of nowhere, like a lot of things in this movie. So while you're going towards the last scene or whatever, the whole interchange of using, I guess I'm gonna assume that the reasons why all the kids, basically, so anybody who hasn't seen the movie, spoilers, there comes a moment in the movie where Thor decides he can share his power with kids. He can share his power. He can share his power with the kids or whatever. His explanation, I believe, is that because I'm guessing that they're all worthy of the power of Thor because son sumamente inocente. ¿Verdad? Y usando el little thunderbolt thingy from Zeus, he can endow them temporarily with the power of a god or whatever. Which,
Sí, porque he had to say temporarily. Si no,
yeah,
lo hubiese
exactly,
entendido
exactly.
ya.
Not everybody can pick up the fucking power of Thor. I thought, okay, el mensaje está bien bonito. Like it's a cutesy message. Y en verdad que while I was watching, I was like, oh, this is adorable. Like seeing all those kids tear everything to shreds. Some people were like, that's bullshit. Because again, it just reinforces the fact that like they made a mockery out of Gore and like, you know, they were whooping, they're trying to beat this guy's ass, and then you have kids like attacking all these. But I mean, like they weren't really attacking Gore. Did one of them attack Gore? I don't remember.
They were just attacking.
They were attacking like those manifestations of evil.
Exacto.
Or,
At some point, somebody hit Gore. I believe it was Thor. Somebody, I know somebody did at some point.
I think somebody hit Gore. I think it might have been one of the kids. Maybe it was ¿cómo se llama? Heimdallson. I can't recall. Something there to me right now.
Astrid.
Anyways, that scene.
His name is Astrid because it's a very Viking or Asgardian name. But he wanted to be named Axl after Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses. No sé por qué, because Axl Rose is a douchebag, pero vamos a dejarle la fantasía al nene porque pues es que mano, I go deep. Es que I go deep with musicians. I go deep.
Pero,
no, with music, you know I go deep. She says that I go deep with everything.
I must agree with her.
She said.
So that scene, everybody has like kind of an issue with. I thought it was cutesy.
He agreed with you, by the way.
Exactly. Coño. I agree. I like the scene or whatever. Like it wasn't horrible, but again, it's just one of those things where like the power levels are kind of like thrown around in each and every direction, and it's like it's a little weird. And then as we get to the end of the movie, spoilers again for anybody who hasn't watched it, the epic showdown comes, and basically Natalie Portman's version of Thor, she bites the bullet, she perishes, or she's about to perish, and Thor comes to the conclusion that he really doesn't want to fight anymore. He'd rather spend his last moments with the person he loves instead of fighting some dude, which is like a very powerful message, a very powerful moment. A lot of people complain, especially our colleagues, was it earned? Not really. I mean, again, la persona con la cual yo vi la película, yo sé que tú estás viendo en estos momentos, ella no le gustó la película, pero en ese momento, she was like this. Look, she was like...
Waterfalls.
Exactly.
Waterfalls.
Exactly. She does not like the moments in the movie. She thought the movie was trash, but yet in that moment, waterworks. So
I respect that. I respect that.
It was.
I respect her honesty.
It was effective to a certain degree. Like that moment in the theater, like it was powerful. Whatever. It's just that puñeta, like the movie bounces back and forth so hard with the comedy and the serious. Like it's all over the place. I don't think necessarily that it wasn't earned. I just think that you threw so much comedy in there that it deflates everything else. You know what I mean?
Sí, como que ya no tiene sentido de que porque él se está sacrificando para poder estar, o sea, no se está sacrificando como tal, sino como que él está dejando su ego, que sería entonces pelear con Gore, por estar con Jane. So que ya ese punto es como que, ajá, so... O sea, como que no tiene tanto sentimiento, entonces have that impact.
Exactly.
Ya lo pierde. Porque tú dices, pues chévere, va a estar con ella y ajá. Y él va a seguir con su vida. Pero you don't expect him to gain a daughter.
Oh, we haven't gotten there yet. Quick question. Did you notice? And that's like on the internet, nobody knows. I suppose Taika Waititi doesn't know. She whispers something to him.
Ah, sí.
Nobody knows what the hell it is except I guess them two.
Yep.
She's like, I think she whispered, "We're gonna get fucking paid. Like we're gonna make awesome movie just for having fun. We're gonna make awesome money just for having fun on screen."
No, ella tiene que decir, no te tengo que ver mal la cara. Woo!
Yeah.
I don't have to be here anymore, but you do.
So then as the movie ends,
bitch.
so then as the movie ends. Gore basically decides, to wish his daughter back into existence. And then they cut to the fact that, Thor is basically going to raise this child.
Yeah.
And she's worthy of wielding the hammer. She's endowed with godlike power because she was brought back by, I guess, this deity called Eternity. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, eso sacado de la manga. The books, the Eternity is not like that. Eso fue hecho específicamente para la película.
Y si no se acuerdan, en Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Peter Quill does see Eternity
Uh-huh.
cuando Ego is possessing him, por decirlo así. Y yo digo que esa fue una de las cosas como que más... I think that moment per se, como que a mí me marcó en el MCU, como que I don't know why I hold that moment in a high regard. Y yo creo que es por la actuación de Chris Pratt. I know he's a douchebag. I know he's a controversial figure, pero el punto es que cuando él dice, cuando le dicen, que tú estás viendo, y when he says eternity, y los ojos están así, super glassy, with the whole nebula and the stars thing, I don't know, I found that like to be a very beautiful moment. Es como que, holy shit, I wish we had more moments like that.
I like Guardians 1 and 2. A lot of people give Guardians a lot of shit, but a lot of people give Ant-Man a lot of shit. And
I love Guardians.
I like all three of those movies.
Mira, una de las primeras películas que yo no vi en el cine del MCU fue Ant-Man. And then I was doing a rewatch of all the MCU before Endgame came out, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was with a podcast with you guys, and I told you guys, oh, I'm watching this movie, all the movies. Y ahí fue la primera vez que yo vi Ant-Man 1 and 2 corrida. Y yo dije, damn, I feel sad that I did not watch it in the movies, but I don't necessarily regret it. Like, those are pretty amazing movies in the, the comedy side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Porque
yes.
no es que Ant-Man no sea alguien tan serio, es que como que it's Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Vampire ass Paul Rudd who doesn't age.
No, ese cabrón. He bathed with baby goat's blood, some shit like that.
That's another thing I was explaining to the person I saw the movie. I was like, you know why I'm a little surprised that this movie didn't really hit home with me? Because I'm a sucker for like father dynamic movies, and the way this movie ends, it ends hard on like he's gonna basically raise a girl. His life changes because he becomes a dad. That core to me is like, that's my sweet spot. Like that's like my like if you hit that chord, I'm probably gonna love this movie. That's why I like Ant-Man so much.
Yeah.
Like the power of being a father and changing your life to like basically become a role model for your kid. they shove it in there at the end, and I'm like, you bastards! Like it doesn't work like that. Like you can't just fucking just throw that shit in there at the end. Oh, and they call it Love and Thunder. They called her Love, and I was just like it's such a good trope, but you used it just so badly bad. At the end.
Y tampoco te da como que ese relationship de father-daughter, porque ella blatantly calls him, oh yeah, Uncle Thor. Es como que, okay, I know she has her dad. I know she has her dad.
Exacto. I was like...
Pero es como que you didn't have to do that.
And this is Thor's, like, let's all be real here.
Okay. Awkward. She says it was awkward.
Yeah, it was awkward. It stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
And then the even like again like the force. Let's not kid ourselves. The reason why this is happening, or they chose to go this route and introduce like Heimdall's son, is like literally they're sowing the seeds for like the next generation of superheroes. Para que nos vayamos encariñando. The girl's probably gonna be Thor's replacement sooner or later. You know what I mean? She's supposed to be this MCU's version of Thor's daughter.
Yes,
because she basically has his power. She has the fucking hammer already. She's worthy of wielding the hammer. She has the powers of like that god, that eternity god. Or whatever.
Oh, ¿verdad?
They treat him like a deity. And then when they brought him back, she's endowed with powers of eternity.
So she's a demigod?
Something like that, basically.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just thought about God of War. It feels like that. It feels like fucking God of War.
¿Verdad?
They just do
Except
that?
at this time, it's not boy, it's girl.
Exacto, and it's bad.
Girl. You know what? Now that you say that, I heard somebody say, I didn't put that together till you just said it, because somebody said, oh, they're doing a God of War thing. And I thought what they were talking about is when he's chained up and he starts using the chains to fight everybody. I was like, oh, is that what they meant? And now I'm like, oh, it's like the Nordic thing of raising a child, and you're oh, I get it now. Okay. Well, with all that said, to sit here and say that it's the worst movie they've done, coño, mano, like, I'm trying to think of another one.
Es que todavía ninguna le gana a Dark World, in my opinion. Ninguna.
You know what the crazy shit is though? I remember watching Dark World with Nick. We went to go watch in the theaters, and maybe it's because we were together. We had fun, but I didn't really hate it as much as everybody else did. I don't hate this one, but it's rough.
I didn't hate it either. Es que it's so forgettable.
Yeah.
And not fun at all. Like, es como la pelea esta en Game of Thrones, que tú tenías que subir el brightness hasta Pequín.
Oh my God, stop.
So
I had an issue with that too in the movie, by the way. In the theater, at least maybe it was the theater we were in, but the scenes where Thor first meets Jane and all those shadow, everything was like you couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. I was like, what the hell is going on? These scenes are ugly.
Yep.
I was like, the shadow monsters, like, I don't think they were supposed to have detailed bodies, but it's all fuzzy. Like, it's too dark. You can't tell. The fights are like bad. I was like, fuck. I really can't tell.
Okay, you're right. You're totally right. Yo no sé. No, New Asgard. Tenía luz, por favor.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? And they have magic and all this shit, and it's like badly lit torch rooms, or like it's funny.
Estaban haciendo comerciales para Old Spice.
I would just tell people, like, this isn't one I don't think that you're right. Like, I wouldn't rush to go see this one. If I had to recommend the movie, like, maybe this one wouldn't be the one to go see at the theater. Maybe you should just Disney Plus this one. But that's bullshit.
Go watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's it.
It's bullshit though, Sully, because it's making boatloads of money.
Está cabrón. Yo cuando vi que estaba haciendo 300 millones somehow, what?
Yeah, I think in terms of the Thor franchise, it's their best selling movie.
Yeah,
that's their best selling movie or whatever at the box office. So that's our review.
Yeah,
that's our review for Thor. Sully liked it. I was like, man,
the end credit scenes.
Oh yes, so I didn't stick around for the last one. I didn't stick around for the post credit. We were like, I'm really not interested anymore. Pero I stuck around for the one with Hercules. Yes, with the actor from Ted Lasso. Orengo was like, yeah, this guy looks fucking jacked up. He looks just like it. I differ. I say that he might look like him in terms of like here, but he's really skinny, and the fact that they dressed him up in so much shit to keep the thing off of his body, like, proves that it's gonna be a weird interpretation if they don't jack him the fuck up. Because un flaquito, or maybe if they do that for the next movie, like to have this character that looks so skinny beat the shit out of jacked up Chris Hemsworth, and his power isn't really his muscle, it comes from his heart or some shit like that. Because isn't that like the Kevin Sorbo thing? Like, he's a god, but also his power is because of his heart or something like that. He's he's the guy that cares about everybody.
Pero una cosa, ¿no te sentiste así mismo de Russell Crowe? Like, he had so much shit. I know.
Oh no, Russell Crowe's just fucking fat.
I know. Yo iba a decir eso mismo, como que I understand that Russell Crowe is not in the best shape ever. However, él se veía más grande de lo usual y como que no sé, como que everything on him looks so out of de Paris City, cabrón.
Bulky, right? Like.
Ajá, era como, y cuando yo vi el tipo de Ted Lasso, yo dije, what is wrong with his nose? What is going on with his whole face and hair? And what is going on with his outfit? Como que, no
yeah, so there are things from it is comic book accurate per se. Like, the getup is, the whole helmet with the whole M and all that other shit. Like, it's not an M, but you know what I mean.
No es por es parecido a un Noma de Kibler. Es que, mano, yo no sé si fue, I wasn't even high or anything when I saw him, but I swear to God, his cheeks were so puffy, his nose was so rounded. I don't know what happened with the makeup. Te lo juro, that's how I remember, that's how I saw it, and I was like, the fuck? Y esa es otra, además de que todo el mundo en mi cine estaba riendo con cojones. Cuando dijeron Hercules, todo el mundo hizo like a collective gasp. Y yo como que...
Pero el mensaje, de nuevo, el mensaje the Russell Crowe, that speech, I like it because
Sí,
it's like
eso
a
estaba
double
cool.
entendre of like, hoy en día, vamos a hablar claro, yo te puedo imaginar que hoy en día hay gente que saben quién es Peter Parker, pero like, what's a Jesus Christ or what's a Allah or what's a like everybody's so today's generation, I don't think they're very like, there's not too much indoctrinate, and that's perfectly fine. I'm saying like, I think that's where that comment comes from. Like, it's very much inspired by like, we're not gods anymore, because to them they're gods or they're superheroes. I thought that line was fucking awesome. I thought that line was like, I was like, oh shit, like they're really gonna touch that? Like, they don't believe in religious figures anymore. Zeus,
Yeah.
Jesus, like, you know, because their gods now are the things they worship the most and really rally behind are willing to get into arguments over are the superheroes they love. So I was like, esa niña está brutal.
Yeah.
And then they showed Hercules, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, but he looks a little skinny. But again,
Yeah.
like I told you, like maybe that's gonna be the thing. Maybe he doesn't have to be as jacked up as like, you know, as Thor is. Maybe that'll be the cool thing to see a skinny guy whoop on Chris Hemsworth's ass throughout the whole movie. Because that's what they're. I guess that's what they're setting up Hercules for. If they're not gonna give him his own movie, I'm pretty sure that it's probably him versus Thor in the next Thor movie, right?
Yeah. Bueno, sé que es que yo no sé qué carajo van a hacer ahora. Yo no sé por cuánto filmó.
Oh, van a ver otra. Va a haber otra. De que se la dan a Taika Waititi, no, eso está por verse. Pero there will be another Thor.
I hope not.
There will be another one. There's gonna be
No,
another
pero yo
one.
digo lo de Taika, no, I hope not. Es que no sé. If you're gonna make it more stupid, de verdad que si
He
yo,
can't get any more
tíralo exclusivamente para Disney Plus.
He can't get any more buffoonish than what he was in this movie.
No, mano.
So,
Y
yeah.
ya que no viste la última, pues básicamente Jane, ella sí, la de Welcome into Valhalla, chévere porque she did kind of died in battle. Ella estaba en el mismo predicament que Lady Sif. Porque Lady Sif estaba, para los que no saben, Lady Sif estaba tirada, ella fue la que llamó a Thor somehow. ¿A dónde fue que ella llamó? I know she called someone. I know she communicated with someone. Exacto. I know she. Ella estaba en el. Yeah, she sent the signal and the Guardians of the Galaxy ship picked it up. ¿Qué pasa? Que a ella le pica un brazo, pero entonces she's still alive y hacen un joke de eso, obviamente.
Yo ni me percaté que a ella le faltaba un brazo en la escena original. Like when they first show her, I totally glanced over the fact that she had lost an arm. When they show her training the kids, I'm like, oh shit, she lost an arm?
Yeah. Por eso es que él dice, yeah, your arm probably is in Valhalla.
Oh, that's right.
And the battle is over. Como que, pero entonces the battle was over because Thor said it was over.
He told her, oh, you're so silly. You won't make it to Valhalla. You have to die an excruciating death. So you're not going up there. Like,
but entonces Jane didn't either. Like, okay, yeah, she was passing away from cancer and whatnot, pero como que she wasn't in that much pain. The battle was over. Like, she was, like, ella estaba fatigada. She was tired. She was, you know, obviously with the, no quiero como que diminish that she was dying from cancer, pero era como que she's not really struggling that much. Y the battle was actually over. And then she got to Valhalla instead of Lady Sif. Es como que, what the fuck? Pero entonces cuando Heimdall le dice, welcome to Valhalla, que sé yo, se ve bien bonito, blanco, negro, y es que es bien como medio sepia.
Was there anybody else there that you could see that's like, oh, that character
Un carajo.
No, just
eso está ahí vacío, mano. Vamos a decirte, está vacío.
¿Y Heimdall estaba vestido en algún tipo de armadura or he was just like in a robe?
He looked really proper, like out of Lord of the Rings armor, like very shiny armor. Like, again, everything was like black, white, gold, and platinum. That kind of way. Lo único que me jodió fue la peluca que le metieron a Idris Elba. Dios mío, cabrón. I'm not fucking joking. Eso parece un mapo.
It wasn't dreads? It was dreads? It was dreads. It was the character, basically the hair he had when he died.
Yeah, but it was so bad. Like, cuando él tenía... Okay, cuando él murió en las manos de Thanos, you could see that he had voluptuous hair. Like, he had it in a ponytail, like, everything. Like, he had, like, that hairpiece, what really worked on. Pero la peluca que le pusieron en ese end credit sin de verdad parece un jodido mapa. I am not joking. It was so odd. Porque, okay, tú estás en Valhalla, no estás en pelea, no necesitas como que a very fancy hairdo or anything. Pero aquí en esta escena donde you're super fancy, everything is so pure and everything is so like his hair looks so bad. Like cuando tú mirabas, o sea, tú de verdad lo miras, tú dices, ¿qué carajo es eso? Like what he looked very odd. And I'm not nitpicking or anything. Es que literalmente ve a Heimdall como que escucharlo, oh my god, Heimdall, he's gonna be this beautiful man that we all love. Pero al momento tú lo miras como que sacaron la peluca la peluca de pitusa. I don't know.
Fue una escena que a lo mejor grabaron como que like somebody saw the movie and was like, no, we need another reference. We need another reference to the movie because it doesn't feel. Now, that's another thing.
Déjame buscarte, déjame ver si lo puedo encontrar porque es que te lo juro que it was bad.
Como yo, mientras yo estaba viendo la película, yo dije como que coño, usaron el personaje de you know, Mighty Thor like tan abruptly and tan fast and like they didn't really give her that much cariño. That I'm like, maybe it's because Natalie Portman doesn't want to be in this role again. Like they don't want her, she doesn't want to come back. But the fucking end credit scene will probably set her up to come back sooner or later.
Es que eso fue lo que como que está tan, yo lo encontré un poquito nada que ver, como que okay, you're gonna kill her off y la vas a meter en Valhalla.
Nobody stays dead, and Valhalla could just be another dimension.
Exacto. Yeah, I totally agree. Pero como que, okay, you're gonna kill her off, la vas a meter en Valhalla, and now what? Porque okay, ¿qué necesidad ella tiene que volver de allá de Valhalla? ¿Sabes?
So in the comic book, she comes back. She comes back in the comics from Valhalla, but I'm just like, I wonder how they're gonna do it. Like, I don't know.
Exacto,
I don't know how they're gonna pull it off.
It's like a tall order. Like, la orden está media mala.
No, y entonces menosprecia su sacrificio más todavía. Exacto. You know what I mean? And bringing her back very quick will be like, oh, she died for, you know, we'll just bring her back.
Exacto.
It's weird. It's such a fucking weird movie tonally. All right, we need to get to the next. Go ahead, find the picture so we can get to the next one or whatever.
No, encontré una más o menos, es de un TikTok, es un screen capture de un TikTok, pero vas a ver que, con todo eso vas a ver que la peluca is very off. Deja enviarte la ti nada más, just in case.
Just in case Mr. Feige's watching?
Sí. No sé, he looked really weird. I don't know who is with me. At least I did not appreciate it.
Also
oh my god, week, I found it.
I'll send it to me. Send it to me so I can check it out.
Oh my god, it's a video even.
Oh really? Send it.
Yeah.
So also this week we saw the ending of, or at least the season finale of The Boys. Sally didn't watch it, so I'm gonna give you the cliff notes. I'm gonna give you the cliff notes on The Boys. I commend them fully. I commend this series and I commend the Ms. Marvel series for keeping me on my toes and keeping me guessing. Because there's elements they ripped straight out of the comments, and there's elements que se sacaron de la manga. For those of you, man, I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't read it. Pero
nada, do it, porque es que la gente no se está quejando, pero they have noticed and they have accepted que esto no es como Walking Dead, que se desvían bien cabrón de los cómics, pero por lo menos esto sí se está desviando bien brutal.
Okay, so I was getting ready for Black Noir to basically kill Homelander. It happens in the comics. It's a very powerful scene in the comics. It's another holy shit moment. And I thought that's what they were building up to this season, and I think they purposefully did it that way so that like they literally were like, yeah, you think it's coming, psych. Nope, that ain't gonna happen. They literally built him up so that then just Homelander could just kill him in like 5 seconds flat. I was literally watching. I was like, what? Like what happens now? What do you mean? Like they just what? I was so shocked. I was like, oh, holy shit! And then at the same time, I was excited. I was like, this isn't crazy because then I really don't know where the hell this is going now. Where the fight, like, who's gonna be the person to like really take him on now? Did you see the episode last? Did you see the episode before?
I saw some clips. I remember what you guys were telling me.
Okay, so basically one of the big reveals is that the wannabe Captain America
is his son.
Tells Homelander is his dad. No, it's his dad.
Oh, wait, AGB?
AGB,
Was it
Homelander is his
backwards?
son. Homelander is
Okay.
his son because the Captain
Pero,
America's been frozen for I don't know how many years. Remember?
¿verdad? Sí, sí, sí.
Exacto.
Es que yo lo había
So,
entendido de la otra manera. Yo como que, what? He's
So-
Homelander's son. Ahí fue como que no lo entendí. Entonces ahí fue que ustedes estaban hablando que he was supposed to be his lover in the comics.
there's one of the there's been several interpretations of the wannabe Captain America, and one of them is his lover in the comics. But this one
Okay.
turns out to be his dad, and then he tells him to his face. He's like, "Oh, he tells him in the last episode, not to his face. He tells him on the phone. He's like, "Oh, if I would have known that you were my son, how beautiful it wouldn't have been I would have just passed you the mantle, or whatever." So
It's
he's
such
setting
a
him up.
disappointment.
He's setting him up to meet him because he knows that Homelander, like his whole thing is like, I need to be accepted, and he has like mommy and daddy issues. You know what I mean? So, they do this big build up, to basically Homelander confronting wannabe Captain America with with Butcher, but Maeve is also thrown into the mix. And then it becomes this thing. And not only is Maeve thrown into the mix, then the little kid, Homelander brings his little son into the mix as well. Homelander brings his son to the fight. The little boy. He goes and he picks him up and he brings him to the fight. And then the reason he brings him to the fight is also because he basically, the little boy chooses Homelander over Butcher after everything because if you haven't seen the episodes, Butcher lo trató como mierda también.
Sí, obviamente lo va a tratar como mierda.
Exactly. There's this huge ass confrontation. It's very well done. They start whooping on Homelander, but then they have to literally they start noticing what's going on. Homelander's son tries to defend them, and little wannabe Captain America backslaps the shit out of him and knocks him unconscious. A little boy, he's like, you little shit. He fucking hits him. He hits him and knocks him the fuck out. Or whatever, and they all get pissed. They all get pissed in the heat of the moment because they're like, en los ojos de ellos, en ese momento, él es más desgraciado que Homelander. Aunque Homelander ha matado, he literally took a swing at a little kid. You know what I mean? That doesn't know any better. So they team up against this guy, and he's. I don't want to say he's whooping their ass. He's holding his own. Entre todo este revolú también hay una discusión entre Maeve y Homelander, and they start fighting each other, and fucking Homelander gouges out one of Maeve's eyes. It's fucking bro, it's fucking crazy. Like, it's insane. The fight was so well done, and ellos no le importan tres carajos when it comes to
Yo vi parte de la pelea, inclusive when they all get lasers and shit. When this is all a whole laser show between Homelander and I think it was Butcher.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, mano, they were leaking that shit everywhere, en verdad. La gente, they went crazy on social media. Yo me fui a Twitter un ratito. I wasn't even looking for it. Y de momento, Homelander doing shit. And then Homelander being called a disappointment. And Homelander this. Entonces, memes de Maeve telling shit to Huey. Como que... Yeah, como que, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, it was a fucking Royal Rumble of epic proportions. Even Starlight got in on it.
And
Starlight, there's this weird scene where Huey wants to go help her, but he knows that if he uses the compound V or whatever the hell you want to call it, he's already been told, if you use this shit more and more, it's gonna turn your brain to mush. And he already saw Butcher bleeding out his ears at one point. So he's like, fuck.
So I do remember that. Yeah.
So he helps Starlight or Starbright, whatever the hell you want to call her. He helps her overcharge. He brings all the lights up in the room to a really high voltage or whatever, and he helps her throw out this huge blast. It gets crazy. The outcome is that Maeve sacrifices herself. At least calm down. It looks like she sacrifices herself to save the crew. She takes wannabe Captain America. He's about to do a nuclear blast. And she dives out a building with him, and he does the blast outside. Butcher almost fucking dies, and then they tell him at the end of the episode that basically he only has a certain amount of time to live. His clock is counting or whatever. And what's his face? Homelander. He helps fight this guy, so he basically becomes the hero. everybody starts hero worshiping, even after everything he did. Even after everything he did where they exposed him, everybody still hero worships the shit out of him. And it's fucking crazy. And then he comes down into the people and he says like, oh, I have a new person to introduce to you, a new hero in the group. And it's the little boy. And he comes down and alguien was like, there's like one protester. He's like, fuck you guys. Look at everything. And he throws a can at the little boy and it hits him in his face. And Homelander like zaps his ass. Like,
of course.
But it's one of those things of like, the show is fucking around a lot with like political commentary of like, how no importa lo que estas figuras públicas o lo que estas figuras políticas hagan, todavía van a ver este grupo de fucking seguidores que they're gonna support them no matter what. Like they already exposed Homelander for the horrible fucking human being he is, and he still has a boatload of supporters.
Es como cuando yo estaba viendo en Twitter de que people were getting mad that they noticed that Homelander was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. ¿Qué fue? She said,
Homelander,
what?
Yeah.
She
People were getting upset because the depictions of Homelander are kind of like rightish, like they're kind of Republicanish. Mucho de las cosas or whatever, like cierta cosa que like
that they were right wing fascists.
Exactly. It was kind of crazy. So there's that, and then there's also the big reveal of while everybody was fighting, the character which pops everybody's head like a zit, she becomes, I think she's running for president. I think she actually is president. Okay. I'm not sure if she's president or president of the company now, pero ella se hizo pasar por alguien que estaba en contra de un montón de injusticia, and now she's in a political point of power, like a very strong political point of power.
I do not remember what happened to her. The actual racist one. I forgot her name.
The actual racist one.
Yeah, the one that, oh my god.
Very powerful one.
Yeah, the very powerful one. I think she had electricity and shit.
Yeah, she looked friendly, but she wasn't.
Oh, yeah, she's a vegetable in the hospital. I think she died.
Oh, for reals? I forgot.
In the very first episode of this season, Homelander goes to her and she like masturbates him with the only good arm she has. Yeah, like y ella tiene, mira, le falta un ojo. She's like un pedazo de carne ahí en the hospital bed, and Homelander's still telling her like, oh, you can like jerk me off or whatever. Like, dude, it's crazy. It's fucking nuts. Like, it's fucking insane. I honestly I like the show a lot. Not so much for like the gore is obviously a thing where like they don't give a shit. They don't have any censorship. Pero I like the mixing of like political commentary in there. The comedy is very smart. The whole dynamic of like, this is the, like we've talked before, whatever, with like our friends, that like this is the other side of the spectrum when it comes to superheroes.
Yeah. Like
while Marvel and DC are doing the hero worshiping, these guys are showing you like how disgusting hero worship can actually be when it's false. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're only seeing a version of a superhero when these people could be like worse than the humans that, that basically put them in power. Es super, super, super interesante. A mí me encanta. I can't wait till the next season. I don't know when the hell that season is going to come out, but if they take their time, they could release it whenever the hell they want, because I'll be waiting for it, sinceramente.
Hay que ver en dónde ellos quieren acabar, porque yo veo que si estiran mucho el chicle, ahí sí como que vamos a estar cansando, como que okay, this shit again, como que hasta dónde vamos a llegar with the political thing. O sea, hasta dónde vamos a llegar sin que la gente se canse o que lo dejen de encontrar interesante. Porque a mí lo que yo dejé de encontrar interesante era el gore. Like I told you guys, como que el trope that we're using is so much, y they were using so much syrup. That's what I'm gonna call
the gallons of blood.
Exacto, the gallons of blood of raspberry syrup and chocolate syrup. Como que, I get it, blood everywhere. I know, it's fun. Can you do something else? Like, can you actually do something else instead of just exploding one's body? Como que ese trope como que ya me estaba cansando un poquito porque era every single episode. Like, I don't, again, I do not mind. A mí me encantan cosas así, pero es como que, get over, like, but let's get the cleaning crew, let's go, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that shocking anymore, okay?
I'm curious to see. So in my head, now that you say that Butcher doesn't have that much time to live,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you can span this. You can't keep like, trudging this along so much more. I don't think they'll do just one more season. I think we got like 2 more out of them. I think we got at least 2 more, sinceramente.
It could be one in a movie or a very long episode or 1 or 2 more. I would say 2 more will be fine.
Yeah.
Que llegarán a season 6. Ay, perdón. Hiccups. Si llegarán a season 5, I think it will be fine. It's a good number to end it up in. You can watch it, rewatch it. You have content for days. Como que no está tan malo.
I'm wondering what's gonna happen. It was a good season. I had enjoyed it like thoroughly. Hopefully we'll get Invincible soon.
Eso es otro, como que cuando dijiste eso de Homelander and his kid, yo dije Invincible.
But this one is more of a dynamic of like he's brainwashed, or the kid, he's a child, like, you know what I'm saying? He's easily manipulated. So now he has the same power structure, the same power level of Homelander. So
that's
gonna happen now. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
Y yo también quiero eso, como que Season 2 de Invincible, quiero Season 2 de Vox Machina, ya quiero ver The Rings of Power, como que todo lo que va a sacar Amazon que nos interesa, I think it's gonna be so good.
What's the release date for The Rings of Power?
Septiembre algo, ¿verdad?
No. Jesus Christ,
I confuse it with the fucking Targaryen shit.
Okay, so the September 2nd for The Rings of Power.
Exacto.
And then Game of Thrones, Dragon. It should be the same shit because they're competing with each other.
Yeah. Una sale viernes y la otra sale
domingo. No, mira, August 21st. El mes que viene.
Rings of Power?
No,
Targaryen.
The House of Dragon.
House
of the Dragon. Yeah.
¿Sabes qué a mí me está gracioso? Que I've seen every single post que J.R.R. Martin ha sacado desde que anunciaron House of Dragon y Targaryen Thursdays. Por eso que yo le digo the Targaryen thing, porque él dijo, I remember very specifically, yo dije, this is gonna be a good thing. He's doing a good thing. I think he's making up for what happened in season 8 that he could not control. Porque él estaba, desde que él dijo, mira, I'm gonna be making a post cada jueves about Targaryen until the release of the season. Que dije, coño, that's gonna be a good thing. Y la gente que no está pendiente van a hacer artículos como que, oh, this is a new thing, this is this, this is that. Cuando él está dando contenido todas las semanas y dando información, que yo dije, this is gonna be cringy as fuck, porque va a haber gente que se va a aprovechar de cada... no sé, como que ya yo me lo imaginé y todo, y es porque como estamos expuestos a esto de buscar los medios, de buscar noticias y qué sé yo, como que ya yo dije, nada, aquí la gente se va a poner super cringy, no le van a prestar atención a nada de lo que le está posteando. And rightfully so, I was right, porque yo he visto gente metiendo las patas bien cabrón, he visto diciendo cosas que no son, cosas que él ni siquiera ha dicho, cosas que ni siquiera ha sacado, en vez de prestarle atención el contenido que él lleva sacando semana tras semana hasta que salga House of Targaryen HBO Max. House of Dragon, que diga, puñeta. Pero, mano, no sé. I'm excited to see House of Dragon because it's Targaryen. I know they're fucking crazy. Sé que hay incest, sé que ellos no valen para nada.
There's gonna be buckets of blood, a whole shitload of like sex, and then like, you know, there's probably gonna be like a story in the background somewhere, and debauchery and a whole bunch of other shit. They have to have a hook for me. Like, if they don't do the same thing that the Game of Thrones did, that okay, a lo mejor el primer episodio aburrido, y los últimos 10 minutos, like, what?
Sí, exacto, que te enganchaban como que...
Exacto.
Era como el diagrama que le hacían a Walking Dead, como que hablamos mierda, algo interesante en el medio, hablamos más mierda, y a los últimos 5 minutos te vamos a dar el reveal que estás esperando, porque es lo mismo que salió en los cómics.
Yeah.
You know? Aquí no sé, aquí... Lo que G.R.R. Martin quiera, Lo que George quiera, en verdad, me da igual a este punto. I'm just waiting for the Rings of Power, porque yo vi no sé por qué, I fell in love with the... Por si acaso, si no lo han visto, si no eres subscriber de Amazon Prime, pues no lo has visto todavía, a menos que lo hayan puesto en YouTube, pero Rings of Power sacó un
1 minute teaser.
1 minute teaser y el próximo sale mañana.
Oh, the trailer. The actual trailer comes out tomorrow.
No, the teaser sale mañana.
It's a teaser for a teaser, coño.
It's a teaser for a teaser, pero yo no sé. Mira, yo no tengo ni el mejor monitor, ni la mejor tablet, ni el mejor teléfono. Sin embargo, yo vi ese fucking teaser de 1 minuto y eso parece una cabrona película. I'm not even fucking joking. Había algunas partes como que, okay, this could have been polished a little bit better. Okay, está bien, esto pues, qué carajo. I don't know the context. Lo demás era como que visually stunning, incluyendo el CGI del comic. Y era como que, what's this comic? ¿Qué carajo es esto? I've never seen anything like this. I don't know if they're going to expand the story or how deep they're going to go into the books. Pero que no sé, visualmente it was fucking beautiful, de verdad.
I'm not hooked. I'm not hooked, but I'm curious about it. Like, I'm curious. The comic thing, I was like, what the hell does the comic have to do with anything in the story? Like, what the hell is that from?
Por eso, I'm not hooked. I'm hooked visually. Visualmente digo, coño, se nota que le metieron los chavos. Pero en cuestión de contexto, en cuestión de lore, or the story that they're gonna tell, I am not hooked not one bit. Porque en realidad they're not saying anything. Tan deep que they're not saying anything. Por lo menos hasta donde yo sé, they're not saying shit.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm definitely looking forward to both of them. We're about an hour and 12 minutes into this podcast. It's just you and me, so I think we could jump right ahead before my big question for ending the night into our favorite show so far in the MCU on Disney Plus, Miss Marvel. Did you see that last episode?
Fuck yeah. Por eso me tarda en llegar.
What did you think about it?
Okay, pues I have my disclaimer. No lo pude ver bien porque I have no classes. I'm blind as fuck. Pero,
spoilers, everybody. We're gonna get into spoilers.
Sí,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna get into spoilers. So if you don't want to know about it,
just
tough.
Put pause, watch it, then come back.
Exactly.
Mano, to be really honest, I know the CGI was rough. I know I didn't need glasses to see that. Y yo creo que without glasses I saw it way better. Pero es que it was full of heartfelt moments for me and so much validation for her and so much understanding. And it was a very fast-paced episode, as it should be, porque it's the last one. Y no significa que la serie no fue así, porque en todo momento there was something going on in the series. There was always something new to discover, something to talk about, to keep it interesting, because it was being kept interesting. Habían partes que pues son más slow que otras, pero to be really honest, I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I really, really enjoyed the fuck out of it. Everything, es verdad que todavía me dejan con muchas preguntas con esto de Cameron and everything that was supposed to happen sobre el incursion y la razón de todo. Todavía tengo un montón de preguntas. They don't tell you shit. Pero es que este season era era para descubrirla a ella. Y leyendo el cómic me di cuenta que they follow that shit 100%, porque if you read volume 1 of the comics, it's just that, her discovery, her background, her family, her friends, her relationships. Como que yo lo estaba leyendo y todavía no había visto el Cocodiel y yo como que, okay, when am I gonna see like
no Cockatiel this season, god damn it.
Exacto, no vimos el cabrón Cocodiel. Bueno, vimos una foto de él, pero pues
pero no hubiese cabido. Like, now that looking at the series, it wouldn't have fit in. Like, with the feeling of this season, it wouldn't have. Maybe there's another season, pero like con establecer, como tú dices, la relación entre todas las amistades de ella and the heartfeltness of like her with her community, or whatever. Like I don't think they would have
Sí,
fit
mano.
in. I don't think it wasn't gonna
Yeah.
mesh well with how they took this season's.
It was gonna be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Poniéndolo así bien claro. No sé, I just simply loved it. I finally got to enjoy a series from Disney Plus as much as I enjoyed Loki. And I enjoyed Loki more than WandaVision.
Okay.
Y lo que pasa es que, okay, WandaVision tenía el beneficio de ser la primera serie en Disney Plus de un personaje bastante grande y reconocido en el MCU y que íbamos a descubrir algo que pasaba entre medio de las películas y era como que es bien interesante saber como que what are they doing in their downtime. Como que eso es bastante, como que they're doing other things, they're building relationships, they're struggling with whatever happened in the big events of the movie. Y Loki era como que, ¿qué carajo le pasó a él después que como que he vanished de la nada? Pero con Miss Marvel, mano, es como que un self-discovery tan cabrón, es super fresh in my eyes, nos están dando un personaje que le están dando casi la misma atención que a Tony Stark, porque a Tony Stark le dieron 3 películas, and you were discovering a new phase of his life being Iron Man, que no era solamente, oye, I'm this playboy and I'm smart. Aunque también eso estaba, pero it wasn't everything, porque en la segunda he was a fucking alcoholic. Por favor. O sea, how much of a self-discovery do you want in that? En la tercera, he had nothing. He left Pepper.
The show really, like, this episode in particular, we'll get to the CGI shit in a little bit, because I noticed, like, workarounds they did, which they were smart, but like you shouldn't have done them as much as you did them. Pero the whole dynamic with like with Kamran, and you know, he gets confronted by the truth of the fact that, you know, his mom sacrificed herself. I don't know if he still kind of blames, it didn't look like that, but like he can blame, you know, Kamala because it was a confrontation with her or whatever. Did you notice, I have a question because I don't remember that part. Did her friend, the white kid, did he hurt his arm?
Cuando explotó el Circle Q, ¿te acuerdas que they shot them at his room, in his room? Yo pienso que fue de when they got shot by the drone.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
lo mismo. Yo como que, where did he get the cast?
But it doesn't work though.
Yeah, como que
it still doesn't work, because how the hell did he get on the cast so quick? They're running from the law. He came out with a cast. I think the guy might have gotten hurt like while he was filming, and they tried to hide it or whatever. I was like, where the hell did the fucking cast come from? I could be wrong. Maybe there was something I jumped over, glanced over.
I mean, the only thing from es que la única cosa que hay from him saving Kamran and the Circle Q exploding. Yeah, I think they were just running.
Yeah, that's it. It's weird. That popped out of nowhere. I mean, I could imagine that there was nowhere to hide it. Maybe they were just pressed for time and they were like, just fucking, just throw a sweater on the kid.
¿Verdad? Porque él no tenía ese suéter. Y no hacía tanto frío en New Jersey. No, there's no snow or anything.
La batalla, o sea, ella diciéndole a su familia que ella tiene los superpoderes y todos ellos aceptándola. That, to me, that was something fresh, because of course you would expect everybody to like freak the fuck out, but maybe this family isn't like that. They just want to support their daughter. That was something very, like, part of me is like, that's a little unrealistic, but part of me is like, that's something beautiful. You know what I mean? Like we've seen the whole holy shit, like I gotta hide this from my parents done time and time and time again. What if this time we see something where like, no, her family supports her? You know what I mean? She's a child, but her family supports that they have something special.
Yeah, pero te pones a pensar, para como ellos eran de overprotective with her. Tú te puedes poner a pensar como que they were thinking about the worst. She's doing drugs. She's doing drugs. She's having sex. Ella está haciendo cosas malas. Está robando. She might be fighting with people and just because she wants to feel something, you know? Como que ellos pudieron pensar el worst case scenario. Yo diría que being a superhero is like the best case scenario. Conociendo como es Kamala, like she's obsessed with superheroes. Y like, sí, es un poquito irrealista, pero dada la circunstancia en Karachi, dada la circunstancia cuando ellos fueron a Pakistán, como que it was a little bit easier for her parents to understand, aunque there's gonna still be boundaries because she's todavía menor de edad, they're still her parents, pero es un poquito más fácil porque ellos saben que si ella lo pudo hacer por tanto tiempo y salvó a gente, que es como que they know this might be something good.
Yeah.
Y que she can be responsible porque ella ha sido responsable toda su vida. She has given them everything and they have given everything to her. Lo único que no le daban era pues la libertad de ser un chamaquito a los 15 años, estar por ahí, joder y janguear. You know, que eso es como que ya es más cultural, qué sé yo, de padres estrictos al fin. Pero no sé, como que para mí no sería como que tanto shock porque ya la madre la vio y la abuela la hizo entender.
Yeah.
Y they understand que esto viene de el Bangolf and this comes from generations back y que es algo que no pueden parar y también lo pueden ver de la manera religiosa inclusive. They could see this as a blessing as well, like so many things could happen, pero es lo mismo que estás diciendo ahorita, que they were pressed for time, el episodio era bien fast paced.
Yeah.
Y para incluir todo lo que incluyeron en ese episodio, como que pues they did the rest. Como que, yeah.
I thought that beat was pretty interesting. I thought afterwards the segment they had in the school, the little showdown they had with Damage Control, I thought that was cool. It se sentía medio kiddish. It felt like a little silly, but it worked. Like I liked it. It was entertaining. It was very like lighthearted or whatever. They weren't really beating the shit out of soldiers or killing anybody. It was like Home Alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was setting traps for them and trying to just like get their attention off of Kamran so he could escape. La batalla final where she finally does a version of exactly Embiggen. She finally does a version of what we all know her for in the comics.
Que de hecho esa es la palabra que tienen los knuckles.
It was okay. First of all, before we get there, the scene where she starts hopping through the city after she's accepted by her family.
Oh my God, see.
that scene was super powerful for me. I was like, they're doing the Embiggen thing where she gets tall and walks across the city. Like, you know, I guess they want to save it for the end, so they didn't show it to you, but she's literally gliding across. I was like, that scene to me, I was like, that's ripped straight out of the comics. I know what you're trying to do there. El CGI está rough, pero en verdad que la escena nada más, I was like, that shit is beautiful. That's literally ripped straight out of the freaking comics. Like, we see that, and one of the first times she starts like saving people, I was like, I love that scene. I thought that scene was so powerful. Then
si la gente no lo sabe, hay muchas cosas que el papá dice que son straight out of the fucking comic. Straight out of the fucking comic. Y cuando yo lo estaba leyendo dije, wait, that actually said those words the exact same way. Lo único que el país es un poquito más rough en los cómics.
Yeah, he's more traditional.
Yeah,
I think el papel de tradicionalismo en esta serie lo tiene la Mai.
Yeah.
Y en los libros en realidad es el papá.
Oh.
After that scene, and then when they start doing the whole showdown, and then you finally get to the part where she does the Embiggen, I was hyped as shit. I was like, oh my God, they're actually gonna do it. Again, the CGI is rough. They do a lot of things where they never focus the camera on her. You see it in reflections. And I was like, maldita sea, like I understand. Yo entiendo por qué lo está haciendo, because maybe like o tiempo o costo, y ahora con todas las noticias que están saliendo de you know.
Yo creo que mala mía, pero yo me puse a pensar en eso, como que quizás para los VFX artists no coger el backlash. Maybe they said that before this episode came out, para que la gente supiera que no era culpa de ellos.
Did it feel like that, right? It felt like that when I was watching it. I was like, how convenient that all this shit leaks like before the last episode that's so VFX heavy. Mm-hmm. We have been seeing like, yo diría, you know, subpar CGI, pero en esta pues está, en verdad que está fuertecito de masticar. Pero again, like from what we're learning, it's who's this? A new challenger has entered the fray.
Oh my god.
It's a cancer.
Oh my god.
a
You were
cancer.
supposed to be here. If you want to talk about cancer, you were supposed to be here when we talked about Thor.
Oh, I'm sorry. But again, I literally just got out. I'm driving desde Cabo Rojo, so I'm gonna be a good 25 minutes with ASMR car sounds.
Okay,
Estabas en lo de
perfect.
casa.
Perfect.
Básicamente estaba así.
Ya estaba.
Estamos
Sí,
hablando. Llegaste in the home stretch. We're talking about
Okay.
Miss Marvel. Did you see it?
Nope, that's the one I didn't see, so I'm just gonna hear you guys out then.
Okay, all right.
No, pero puedes dar tus opiniones, I mean.
But he hasn't seen it.
No, I
En
haven't seen it.
otras cosas, en otras cosas.
We'll talk about.
Oh.
We'll talk about. We want to hear your opinion on the. I want to hear your opinion on the boys because you already gave your opinion last week on Thor, right?
I mean, well, it was very brief, but yeah, we did touch upon it.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll redo the whole episode just for you, Orengo.
No,
Yes.
you don't need to. It's okay. If you guys were
I'm
wrapping
kidding,
it
I'm
up,
kidding.
it's fine.
Spoiler.
I'm kidding. All right. So, exacto, Orengo está aquí, trata de admitir. So, la última escena de Miss Marvel, con
Yeah.
esa cierta cosa que pasó, the
Ah.
CGI, como le estaba contando a Sally, the CGI is very rough.
Sí.
It's very
Okay.
rough. And for me to say that means that's got to be pretty fucking bad.
So are we gonna start talking about how VFX artists and Marvel están todo explotado y lo odian?
That's what we literally were just saying. We were like, how convenient that before this episode came out, that whole kerfuffle with the VFX artists,
Yeah.
like, you know, that all came to be. And I told you know, we were talking about it basically like, yeah, like the blame from what we hear could totally land on Marvel because they tend from what I've read, it's you're pressing them for time, you're changing shit constantly, and they can't work on anything unless they have story beats. Am I correct?
Yes, todo eso es cierto. And if you guys want, we could talk to a VFX.
Oh my
Nico,
god, it sounds like he's saying
cómo
something
funciona.
really good,
So
but
yes.
he's breaking up. If we want, ¿qué? We could talk to a
Oh,
VFX
sorry.
what?
Hi. I mean, I know. I mean, I have plugging my own podcast. I did have an episode with a VFX artist de Puerto Rico, que es de industria, and I'm pretty sure he can talk about those aspects as well. Él no ha trabajado en Marvel, but he's worked at Disney, so he might be able to chime in cómo todo ese proceso funciona. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pues mira, pues the
Pero lo que
last
estábamos
episode.
diciendo era como que la gente se estaba defendiendo porque cuando fueran a ver el episodio de Miss Marvel, que si se veía super rough, como que la gente se iba a quejar de los VFX. O sea, estábamos diciendo como que maybe they were defending themselves en ese aspecto porque yeah, it was rough and the episode was really fast paced, pero it feels like it doesn't feel like a cop out. Porque yo
Puede
entiendo
ser,
que
pero
esa
puede-
gente trabaja con cojones.
pero puede ser que it's a culmination of things. Puede ser que ya desde, let's say, maybe Eternals onwards, porque ya el tripeo de los VFX de Marvel has been happening basically the Black Widow, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Y entonces se ha ido sumando. Yo creo que la copa que colmó, maybe what you guys are talking about Miss Marvel, o puede ser lo de Thor, puede ser Doctor Strange, que también la gente estaba, o sea, quejándose
Sí.
mucho de esos VFX recently.
Sí.
Pero as you guys know,
Spider-Man had one or two scenes that are a little.
right, exacto. So, y usted lo sabe porque lo hemos mencionado muchas veces ya. It's not about the money, because obviously they have all the money in the world. Es una issue de tiempo. Y ya ahora se comprende in the full scope what the problem is. The problem no es que tampoco no tienen el tiempo. Clearly they have, relatively they have certain amount of time. Pero claro, I'm pretty sure que cada vez ha sido peor y peor, because now you're not dealing with 6 movies a year, 4 to 6 movies a year, I guess. Now you're dealing with 4 movies a year, then 4 shows a year. Entonces, todo eso es tanto contenido que no hay break para estos VFX artists tranquilamente y adecuadamente tratar todo con cariño. Entonces, todo lo que usted dice es cierto. Everything's adding up porque entonces todos estos directores are very indecisive, ya sea because, story beats change, la narrativa cambia, cameos don't happen, they have to restructure everything a última hora, so they keep rearranging and restructuring and rechanging the fucking green screen over and over and over again, al punto de que you don't give them time para refinar los efectos especiales.
Pero technically speaking, todo esta pendeja ya se debe de resolver because all of this was technically happening because of the whole COVID shit.
Mm-hmm.
Exacto, pero como el workload tripled durante el tiempo que tuvimos el break, es como si no hubiera pasado nada, because now todo está, no atrasado, pero todo está ahí a un deadline. I mean, let's go even beyond the scope of Disney. Esto está pasando con todos los estudios. Didn't the Duffer Brothers were like, oh guys, we were like working on the fucking VFX literalmente hasta esta mañana para los últimos 2 episodios because we literally didn't have time. Y es como que, okay,
That's
so
true.
this is happening across the board. Claro, Disney quizás son los más egregious at doing this porque Marvel está pumping out too much content per year. Y entonces they're hiring literally everyone that's willing to work with them at this point. Y si todos se están quejando because la paga siempre es mala, porque siempre es mala y el tiempo no les da, y si los directores o directoras están cambiando constantemente las fichas, pues no da break para que ellos refinen nada.
Yeah. Maybe el barco se endereza, en verdad, because
I
like
agree.
some of the stuff, like you're right, like a lot of the I used to be the type of person that like bad CGI I really wouldn't give 2 shits about unless it was like very, very bad. Like it was blatant, like I couldn't take my eyes off of it. But like this series this series in particular, it's just that last episode. What they wanted to do is very fucking cool. In my eyes, I was like a person who was super pissed off that they changed their power set, but it worked. So I think it worked in like in you know, a la misma vez historia, like tenía sentido.
Okay.
And lo que quisieron hacer al final le quedó cabrón, the setup, pero the execution, the CGI is just rough. But like coming from a person who reads the comics, I could totally see what they were trying to do. So it hit me in like the heartstrings, because I'm like enamored with this character. So I was like, oh, I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing here. Oh, now everybody's gonna fucking come in the last 30 minutes. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, bro.
Look at me, I'm covered in blood.
Hey, it's a family show. Be careful.
It's a
What you gonna
family
show
show,
there,
sir.
bro?
Be careful. This is
I just wanted
PG.
to-
This is PG, okay?
Gracias a Dios que yo no tenía los espejuelos.
No, I just wanted to say sorry I couldn't come on. I've been doing all these tests, pero I love you guys, and I gotta go shower because I'm legitimately covered in blood right now. I got fucking blood
Nice.
FBI, we got him.
We got him. Let's go, boys.
Pero Liquid, sorry I didn't answer your messages either. Es que my night just picked up into intense, not worship. Jesus, I'm high. Intense. Yes,
Worship.
intense worship.
There's
Of-
worship and there's blood involved. What the fuck is going on in that house?
No, we've been doing pre-production for the movie, so we've been doing a lot of test rehearsals with Braulio and shit. So I'm excited.
Nice.
Nice.
Ya, si
I
quieren
love to
ver,
hear progression.
si quieren ver los tests, vayan al Instagram de
Yeah.
Jordan Santa Cana.
Gracias. I appreciate that. Lo quiero mucho, and I just wanted to say, may the force be with you.
What a shame you're not going to be here for the
Amen.
Miss Marvel discussion. God
I haven't
damn
seen it yet. I haven't seen
All
it.
right,
'cause
then.
I'm not-
All right,
I'm
well,
not-
then-
Vete a verlo.
All
Vaya
right, go watch it. Go watch it. Go wash your
I
balls
love you
out.
guys very
Go
much.
wash the blood off of your balls and go watch it.
Yeah,
Hey.
exacto.
So that was awkward.
That's beautiful.
So they did.
That was
They did some.
amazing.
They did some awesome things. They did some awesome things near the end there.
Yeah.
The show ended in a very good manner. Damn, you didn't watch Orengo? They threw a
No, I didn't.
bombshell.
But I know the post credit. I know what they are setting up now because I read it in a description on Twitter. So
Wait, time out. Parate. There's a end scene and there's a bombshell in the ending of the show, and there's a
The bombshell.
bombshell in the post credits.
oh, I know the bombshell que tiene que ver con Kamala.
Espérate, you're not answering the question.
Oh, they're both bombshells. Okay, but I'm assuming I know the biggest one, the one that has repercussion across the MCU. That's the one that I know.
Okay.
Ese,
So
¿Es a blonde?
no, that you didn't watch to the end.
Sí, I did.
But do you know about what they say that she's basically a mutant?
Ah, sí,
Yeah.
sí.
Okay, all right.
Como te dije, it was described to me on Twitter, and apparently, like, I even saw a tweet, ya que lo dijiste. I saw a tweet que estaban diciendo, el tipo dijo, it's interesting como Fox, con la propiedad de X-Men for 20 years, they didn't rely on Easter eggs or references or anything. And Marvel twice now, over in the span of 3 months, has just
Cabrón.
relied on
Cabrón.
Easter eggs and references.
Loco, they said it with the music from the show.
I know, that's
The
what I'm
show,
saying.
the music from the show kicked in. I was like, I was like, Nick isn't here right now, but I believe Nick's exact words were, he almost came, his nipples got hard, like all this gratuitous shit.
Yada, of course.
When he heard the name drop of like, you have a mutation, Kamala, Like everybody, he lost his shit. For me, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. I was like, whoa, that he just dropped a fucking bomb. In the comics, she's obviously in Inhuman, but I guess since they're not gonna do Inhumans, at least not now, they went the genetic mutation route. It was interesting. I found it very cool. I'm not gonna lie, especially with the music. I don't know what the fuck this means now for the rest of.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
Stop, you know why it means nothing? Why?
You know why it means nothing? Because nadie va a ver este show, so no one's gonna know. So they're gonna have to readdress this cuando salga la película. So en la película, it's gonna make an impact. Not now. People are gonna be like, qué cool, para los tres gatos que lo vimos. But that's it. Because acuérdate, este show nadie lo ha visto.
So, with that said, would you like to know about the post credits?
Also, that wasn't the post credit. Esto fue
That was the ending to the show.
Pues no quiero saber. Yo pensé que este era el post credit. Yo pensé que that was the big bombshell.
Déjame dañarte el post credit. You don't give a shit about this.
Oh, pues that's fine. Pues tira el otro. It's fine.
So the post credits after everything is there, Kamala's in her room. She throws herself on the bed, and her mom is like, that doesn't sound like science to me. And she's like, oh shit, let me do my homework. And she gets up, and her body gets thrusted or like sucked in to her closet, and out comes Carol Danvers.
But a shrink.
Okay, so she actually showed up.
She showed up, but here's the thing. At first, if you read the comics, I said, oh, they're doing the trope because when Kamala gets her powers at first, she transforms into a version of Carol Danvers, like physically. She looks like Carol Danvers. It's a weird reaction to her genetic makeup. Like she says she could change her skin, stretch it out. She can also transform and shit. So it does this weird thing of transforming her to the thing she idolizes the most. So I said to myself, oh shit, they're doing the trope, but it's not. Her body gets switched with Carol Danvers. Like literally Captain Marvel gets zapped to where Kamala's at, and Kamala, it's inferred that Kamala zapped to wherever the hell Captain Marvel was at.
So they Freaky Friday this shit?
No, they didn't Freaky Friday. It's the bands. That confirms, or at least that's my assumption.
Okay.
So the band that she has, if it's the way I understand it, in the comics, the Nega bands, they have that ability. One person can hold one band and another person can hold the other one, and you can transport each other from one place to another. Like
son Potora earrings, right?
Exacto. So the funny thing I find with that, and I was having this conversation with Dick in the chat, I was laughing my ass off, was that I'm seeing a little bit of a trope with these magical instruments of like Marvel makes you think they're an inclusion instrument, like, you know, they're inspired by Chinese lore or Asian lore, as like the 10 rings are, or you know, the band she has looks like it's from her culture, this and that, and they're actually like not even created by their culture, they're created by like other like other alien races or something like that. So we had a long conversation about it, but I think that's the route where they're going with the band. So that was the setup. Carol Danvers came in at the end or whatever, and they've switched places. Wherever the hell Carol Danvers was, that's where Kamala Khan is now. It was pretty cool. It was cool. I liked it. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think it was needed for the show.
Yeah.
I don't think it was needed. I don't think at all. Like, if you would have not given me that, I would have been perfectly happy with Kamala Khan's story the way it was.
So the way they're setting it up es básicamente para enseñarte lo que va a ser the beginning of the Marvels, donde
oh, you get it. You get that.
A lo último te lo dice, Miss Marvel will return in the Marvels.
In the Marvels.
Is this the first time en el Phase 4 donde hemos visto un actual scene that's going to connect into an actual movie, ¿verdad que es la primera vez?
I think blatantly. blatantly,
¿Verdad?
like where they
Like they
literally tell
used to,
you,
like they used to do.
yeah, where they
Yes.
literally tell you from a show, they literally tell you now catch him in this movie. I don't think it's ever been done before. I
Exacto.
don't think it's ever been done before.
Pero even in general, when you think about the post credits de todas estas películas, ninguna ha conectado con un carajo, excepto con maybe la de Black Widow, porque esa conectó con Hawkeye, but it was very ambiguous, so no realmente no cuenta tanto. But I
Exacto,
think
pero
yeah,
exacto.
I think it's the
No.
first one that actually connects directly to another movie.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. That's so. Entonces ella sale full ella.
Oh yeah, she comes out in the suit and everything.
Okay.
She looks. I don't think she looks like. It's just that the suit they gave her before made her look more like bulky.
Yeah.
They made her look like más fuertecita, and this one it looks like more skin tight.
Es que como que la pusieron a la misma altura de ella, pero super skinny. Like even her face looks weird.
I think it's just she hasn't been hitting the gym. They told her to go in, and the suit they gave her is like skin tight, so she doesn't look. She looks se ve más delgadita. That's all.
No, pues,
Okay,
pero
qué raro.
si no fuese porque tiene el full on costume, even with the pants and everything, she looks kind of like the skinny one from the comic book. No por nada. I don't know if they did that.
You're talking about the long-haired one or the fucking the short-haired one?
No, the long-haired one, the
long-haired version, the one with the black suit.
Yeah.
She looks. I thought it was cool. I just thought it was like, I thought la historia de Kamala para mí tuvo tan y tan feo. Like I didn't need to see Miss Marvel again, and it's nothing against the Miss Marvel character. It was just like, it was cool. It was a nice little setup for the movie, pero para mí esta historia le pertenecía total. After even what you said at the end, like, yo, she has a mutation. She's basically a mutant, and you cued the '97 music. Like,
sweet summer child, don't you know que todo esto es para que consume product and get ready for next product? It doesn't matter what story they gave you. It just matters que ella es un mutante, and that's all that's gonna matter about this show, by the way. No importa nada la historia que ella tuvo, ese arco lindo que ella tuvo, que you enjoyed. Lo único que importa es, she's a mutant, she established the mutants, y va a salir con Carol Danvers en otra película. That's all people are gonna remember de aquí a un año.
When's the Miss Marvel release date? Let's see. Miss Marvel.
I think it is next year. I think.
Wow, Miss Marvel is. No, wait. The Marvel.
Because they push that movie back. Es la cosa. They push that movie back.
Hey, para poner Quantum Mania.
Wow. July 28th, 2023. We won't see that shit for a whole year. You have a whole year. Nobody's gonna. You're totally right. Nobody's gonna ever remember that ending.
No, todo el mundo se va a acordar que she's a mutant, que es lo único que importa, porque es lo único que importa for whatever comes in the future. Yeah, man.
I still enjoyed the show. The show. The show was pretty cool.
That's good.
I mean, maybe my bar is a little low because I like Moon Knight, and you guys are gonna probably give me shit for it. But I really like this show. I didn't even get my cockatiel, bro. Like I didn't get my cockatiel, but I'm okay. I could take that one. I could hold that L. It wouldn't have matched with the series anyway. Orengo.
Diga usted.
Dame
tu total y honesta opinión.
I really don't want to go back there, pero give me your honest opinion on Thor. We already discussed it. Dale.
I mean, you saw my rabbit rant ayer, pero dale, I'll try to keep it brief. I'll give you the short version. Okay. I didn't like it that much, and I was one of the ones that I was like going into it kind of excited porque a mí me gustó Thor Ragnarok, and I know people don't like Thor Ragnarok, and people like Thor, whatever. But like, I was one of the ones that I was ready to kind of defend this movie, and it starts out strong, very strong, and then it's something that I felt, pero que Jeremy Jans de YouTube eloquently said better than me, and he actually como que he verbalized what I was feeling cuando vi la escena. So when Gore se establece primero que pues, el backstory de Gore, which is a great way to start the movie. It's very powerful. It's very thematically relevant. El tono es bien dark, es brooding, todo funciona. His daughter dies, and that's the whole motivation de ir al cielo and plead to the gods que, pues, la salven, básicamente. Pero ¿qué pasa? And Jeremy Jans talked about this. It's very bizarre que en una misma escena tú veas un performance almost Shakespearean de parte de Christian Bale contrastado con basically un god doing an SNL skit. Y ver esos dos just chocando en cuestión de performances is very bizarre, porque entonces tú estás viendo como que este momento que se pone bien dramático, se pone que lo tomes bien en serio, and it's literally being undercut with the god just mofándose and being like super over the top, número dramático, sino over the top, cheesy and fucking bizarre. Just a fucking bizarre ass performance. Entonces, ya de eso, los primeros 5 minutos in of the movie, getting that type of performance and getting that type of like angle going into the movie, yo sabía que algo no estaba bien con esta jodida
Cabrón,
película.
that was the beginning, like you said, was heavy as shit.
Yeah.
I was
starts
like, oh
very
my
heavy.
god. I was like,
Yeah.
that shit is fucking this could like I knew it wasn't gonna work because you guys had already told me it wasn't gonna work. But
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this is like this shit is a level of like if the movie would have maintained this tone,
Ajá.
oh my god.
Exacto. Exacto. So then, of course it doesn't. Se va muy cómico. Entonces, I know that some people were very charitable y decir como que en su momento, tú sabes, más light, más dramático, más whatever, which le funcionó perfecto. I only think que solamente funcionó lo que era el principio. And basically towards the end, cuando Gore hace el wish, that moment was very lofty and very heavy. Y funcionó para mí porque por lo menos era de este momento donde Thor actually was like, okay, I'm not going to fight you. There's not going to be a big climactic battle. I just want to be with Jane porque Jane está fucking muriendo. And then Gore's like, well, I'm going to be with my daughter, but I'm worried that my daughter, is going to be alone. And that's where Taika es a la mala atando los cabos del tema que nunca tocó bien en toda la jodida película, que era el fucking amor. So then I do love the last sequence cuando él está con la hija postiza que él tiene ahora, y la pequeño momentito que tuvo con ella, que sí, okay, and this whole thing tying up the idea of love and thunder being her representing literally love and him being the god of thunder, y como ellos están together by the end of the movie. It was a very clever way of tying the title with the themes and everything. Pero como dije la semana pasada, I ultimately felt que no era earned para nada. And he just got there de la forma más fucking bizarra, no trazó las líneas emocionales, no trazó los emotional beats para llegar a ese momento. Entonces, ya que pasó una semana, we have a lot more context de esta película. There was a lot of scenes que se cortaron. Y yo tenía el hunch.
The fucking scene where supposedly he gouges the religious figures from his skin.
Yup, we didn't
What?
get that shit.
I was
Yep,
like,
we
son
didn't
of
get
a
that.
bitch.
We didn't
And
get
then
the scene with the gnome. With the gnome, ¿cómo se llama? The gnome, the dwarf.
the guy that built the hammer.
Yes,
Ay, Dios mío, I
Exacto.
forgot his name. I knew it.
the giant dwarf man.
Yeah. Peter
yeah.
Dinklage.
No, no estoy hablando del actor. I'm talking because he's actually like a space dwarf, ¿no? Así no que le dicen a él.
Sí,
Yeah,
pero
I know,
forgot
but
the-
it's
I
Peter
forgot-
Dinklage. We know it's Peter Dinklage.
Exacto.
But we forgot the
Yeah,
name of the actual actor
Exacto.
dude.
Pues hay una escena con él que están hablando de que le hicieron un Stormbreaker y él no quiso hacerlo y ese carajo. There's scenes de Jane Foster que cortaron. We know because we saw the behind the scenes a year ago que esta mujer cuando el Mjolnir, whatever, le hace efecto a ella empieza a flotar en el cielo y se convierte en fucking...
verdad.
Yes, she
Those
turns
leaked
into...
scenes.
Yes, and you didn't see that because lo que hicieron fue cortaron esa escena and they made it a reveal como pasa en el trailer en la película. That was her first reveal, which...
Why?
Exacto, why? Well, my theory, ya que vamos 2 o 3 películas into this, I think que Kevin Feige or someone very up está diciendo a esta gente el Walter Hamada approach. Tus películas no pueden durar más de 2 horas. Bicho, no me importa, tu película no puede durar más de 2 horas. Because there's something que no está cliqueando. And I don't know si esto fue por Eternals. This could be my hunch. Que a Chloe Zhao le dieron un break. But think about it. Esa fue la última película completely Marvel owned, que le dieron carte blanche. Cuando tú ves la de Sam Raimi, es 2 horas. Cuando tú ves la de Taika Waititi, 2 horas. Si vemos que la de Wakanda Forever también dura 2 horas, ya tú sabes que hay un patrón de gente pasando donde they're not trusting these fucking movies anymore and they just want to maximize profit. Al punto que they're willing to sacrifice todo lo que está pasando en la narrativa con tal de you get more butts in seats. That's
Jesus
my theory.
Christ.
And it's a big theory que no tiene fundamento un bicho. Pero es que esta película se sabe claramente que cortaron con cojones y cortaron cosas que would have fixed a lot of the story beats que estaban fallando, que no estaban. Because everything was moving so quick.
Yeah, I was telling Sally that obviously the tone of the movie is like all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Like the ending, the person I was explaining to Sally, the person I was with watching the movie, she said that none of the comedy was working for her. Like she wasn't bored, but it was like linked to her. And the whole thing of like, you know, the love being the thing, blah blah, she didn't like it. But the ending to the movie made her cry.
Pero lo que digo, because it's
So
a
there's
powerful ending.
I'm saying there's things that work, but they're so fucking diluted by all the slapstick comedy in it.
Agreed.
Okay, it's so disjointed. And then I was telling Sully another thing that I was like, I kind of have an issue. I was like, I don't know how the fuck feminists are like tearing this fucking movie to shreds.
Hubo un Variety article que salió hoy. I don't know if I shared
Oh,
it to you
really?
guys.
Because I was like, in the
Yeah.
comics, Natalie Portman, the character Natalie Portman is portraying or whatever, you know, she's
Yeah.
such a fucking strong feminine figure who basically earns the right to wield the hammer
Yeah. Okay,
through her
Celi.
battle with cancer.
No, hombre, en lo que tú hablas, Celi va a buscarlo. Celi, búscate en Google. We need to talk about Marvel's women problem y es de Entertainment Weekly. Búscala en Google y búscate el artículo, and if you can share it, para que entonces lo lean ahí, lo lean en vivo. It literally, esta misma cosa que you were mentioning, finally came to fruition con este artículo, because someone started seeing a pattern with a lot of these female heroes que están estableciendo en Marvel, and he saw a pattern that's been consistent hasta la de Thor. Entonces, this person, con lo que pasó con Jane Foster, pues he decided to write the article.
Pero
Una
Jane
pregunta,
Foster,
Rengo. Mala mía. Pero para
Diga.
yo sacar esto del medio a ver si tú te diste cuenta. Cuando estaba Korg hablando con Tessa Thompson, a.k.a. Valkyrie, ¿tú no te diste cuenta que Korg y Gore le dicen lo mismo a ella back to back?
Yes, y yo lo vi como un error. Yo lo vi, al momento que yo lo vi, dije, that's a mistake. Y yo se lo dije a Héctor al lado mío. Y Héctor le dijo, ¿qué? Yo dije, cabrón, es un error de edición, yo creo. Y él dijo, ¿seguro? Eso fue un chiste. Yo, I feel like it was a mistake, mano. Esto fue bien raro.
Esa fue un mistake porque le dicen exactamente lo mismo de la jeva, que si la Valkyrie, que si esto, exactamente lo mismo. Y es como que, what the fuck is this?
just in case she didn't get it the first time. Just in case.
Sí, pero yo siento que se siente como
Miguel, tú no te diste cuenta, mira a ver.
No, I didn't notice. I don't think I really noticed it the first when I saw it.
No,
honestly. I was still
creo,
flabbergasted at like the drastic shifts in fucking what the fuck was going on.
Eso usualmente pasa cuando, obviamente, cuando tú grabas la escena, tú haces el master y tú haces los close-ups. Yo creo que eso fue un relegado de una toma que era de otro ángulo, y como ellos repiten las mismas líneas, porque obviamente tú tienes un guión, pues yo creo que sin querer, porque coño, es que lo único que se me ocurre, sin querer dejaron las dos tomas back to back.
Que a mí no me hizo sentido que le dijeran lo mismo a ella back to
Fue
back.
weird. Yeah, fue
So
weird.
the thing with Jane again was like, yo, that's pretty fucking egregious. That like in the comic book she owns her, she basically becomes worthy because of the battle she's having with cancer and her negating going to fucking Asgard to get a cure. She wants to fight it on human terms. And like in here, it's literally because fucking Thor like gives her the power or whatever. She gets her gift from a man.
Patriarchy wins.
Like what the fuck? It was happening on screen, and I told like the person I told my date, I was like, oh shit, oh man, that's not gonna paint well. That's not gonna bode well. Somebody's gonna latch onto that shit or whatever.
Tienes que ver el artículo. El artículo no va por esa tangente, pero they're gonna go por otra tangente que empezaron a ver el patrón. No sé si fue desde Black Widow onwards. Actually, the Infinity War onwards. Empezaron a ver ese patrón.
Bueno, ellos empiezan con el statement que it took 21 tries to even get a female lead. Con 2019's Captain Marvel.
Yep, eso es cierto.
There have always been interesting badass women in the MCU. They just keep being done dirty, which is actually true.
Yeah.
Porque mira a Hope Van Dyne.
Yep.
That's her name, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the Wasp, she just shows up for a couple of minutes in each movie, and she dies in one of them, if I'm not mistaken.
No, she doesn't die.
She gets fucked up.
No, she gets snapped.
No, something else happened to her in the movies. And Ant-Man 1.
Are you talking about not the daughter? You're not talking about the daughter. You're talking about the mom?
No, I'm talking about Hope.
Is Hope?
I know that at some point, something happens to her, but y también ella sale bien poco en el suit. Like, anyways, el punto es de ella siempre sale bien poco en el suit. Ella es la menos que yo he visto en el suit, and even though she got a badass moment in Endgame, pero ese Toto Power moment que tuvieron en Endgame, it doesn't make up for 100+ hours of movies and series, aunque tenemos a WandaVision, pero también ella la serie
No,
entera fue para decir que ella estaba loca para el
And
carajo.
in reality, she's more prepared to don the moniker, or don the suit than actually he is. He's
Yeah.
a bumbling. He's like, he's a smart crook, but he can be played as like a comedy, like not a bumbling idiot, but like a clumsy dude. And she's a
Exactly.
trained fucking, like a trained person who's like brilliant, and she doesn't get most of the focus. He does.
Exacto.
I still love that movie though.
Es que a todo el mundo le gusta la película por Luis. Ya no hay break. Ya.
¿Por qué?
Eso es todo. Luis.
Oh, Luis.
Sí, Luis
yeah.
Pero anyways, vamos a pichar. Yo voy a seguir leyendo el artículo.
So you had problems with Thor. I had problems with Thor as well, or whatever. Even with what you guys told me, like I went in there and I was like, okay, this is gonna be bad, but I have to see it for myself. And like you said, a lot of the things aren't earned in a way. I don't want to use that word, like aren't earned, but it's just that it's very disjointed. Like a lot of the things that hit hard, like they're momentary glimpses. You know what I mean? When you could have focused the whole movie on like that dynamic, and it would have worked way better than the slapstick comedy that we got.
La base está. Let's take the idea of a man who lost literally everything. He finds a way back to his ex, que el último vínculo
Loco.
o el último sentimiento que le queda. Come on.
Or no, they even make a joke out of that.
I know.
They say like he lost his dad, he lost his mom, he lost his brother again and again. Like I was like, oh man.
Mano, las piezas estaban de un hombre que está torn, no one loves him, no one wants to be with him, se encuentra con su ex. At the end, but it doesn't work because of circumstance, and he finds love, paternal love, with a little kid. Maldita sea. And que it's born out of tragedy because she comes back cuando su padre se le muere y él consigue a alguien a quien amar cuando la mujer de su vida se muere. Carajo. You say that out loud and you're like, okay, dale, this sounds like the best fucking Marvel movie de Planeta Tierra. And then you fucking see it, you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yep.
They have to introduce the next generation, Orengo. This movie was to introduce the next generation.
Sí, yo sé,
Heimdall
todo
has a
sea otra
kid.
cosa.
Heimdall has a kid, sacado de un bolsillo derecho, thrown into the movie.
Literal.
And at the end, Thor has a child that's
Yep.
going to replace him. That's all you need to know. It's for
Y
the kids.
que conste que the actual takeaway de esto, además de la nena, es simplemente establecer que Hercules va a salir en una fucking película. Because
Bro.
nada puede existir. Todo tiene que ser un setup, un setup.
We
Maldita sea.
talked about Hercules as well, and you told me, oh, like I believe it. He looks comic book accurate. Cabrón, that's a horrible Hercules. I've
Sí,
seen
no
the
se ve
comic book
cómic accurate.
version.
Oh, okay. Pues yo pensé que se veía comic
So
book
the
accurate, no
mask.
sé.
Okay, there's
Ese
a
Hercules es un fucking gnomo de Keebler en sticks.
there's a version of Hercules. He's not that skinny or whatever, but the attire is somewhat correct, and I feel like they dressed him up in the attire a lot to take the focus off of the fact that he's not that big. But I told Sally, I was like, that can work in his favor because like you could literally make the next movie about this normal looking version of Hercules wiping the fucking floor with a beefed up Chris Hemsworth.
Sí.
You know what I mean? Pero esa línea que dijo Zeus, I loved it. Did I read way too much into it?
Okay, ¿cuál era?
Where he basically goes, I took it like where he basically goes, they don't worship us anymore. We were their gods, and now all they worship is their superheroes. I thought that shit was fucking dope.
Sí. La idea está super cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's said very stupidly, like it's delivered very clumsily or whatever. But in my head, I'm like, there's literally people. I took it like there's literally people in this world who don't know what a religious figure like Allah, Jesus Christ, or any other religious deity is, but yet they know who Captain America is.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
literally, I thought it was very cool dynamic. I mean, the way they used it was like, but
I'll say que de todos los castings raros que han hecho últimamente para personajes que nadie le importa, this one, granted, I love Ted Lasso, so I'm obviously very biased, pero considerando lo que Hercules probably is in the comics, I feel that this guy was like perfect casting de parte de Marvel coger ese tipo para hacer el papel de Hercules.
So, ¿tú piensas que, antes que cambiemos el tema, tú piensas que le van a dar su propia película o esto es
No,
simplemente
it's
setup
gonna
para...
be a Thor 5 donde Hercules va a ir a la Tierra a pelear con Thor. Yo creo que eso es
Y
todo.
tú sabes de dónde viene
si
el
lo
poder de
hacen en
Hercules,
show.
¿verdad?
¿De dónde viene?
De
I
su
don't know.
corazón.
No, este cabrón.
No, I'm serious. Was it Kevin Sorbo's version of Hercules like his true power lied within how much love he had for humanity?
Right, you're right. Sí, es verdad. I think, yeah.
So
Okay, I thought you were making a stupid
what
joke.
can top love? More love.
Yeah. Sure. Al fin se van a abrazar, and I could see that happening.
Cabrón, he's fighting to protect his daughter and he's fighting to avenge his father.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. Let's do it. Taika, dale.
Take
dígelo.
a seat, Taika. Take a seat.
No. Taika sin nada. Que Taika lo haga también. Just ruin
You
it.
think-
Just burn it to the ground.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think this movie, like, who's responsible for this movie being the way it is? Do you think it all lies on Taika's shoulders, or do you think
Yeah.
this is Marvel butchering the shit out of it?
Yo siento que that's a good one. Porque tiene un montón de que es Taika full. Like, aquí hay carte blanche en donde no lo hay es simplemente porque habían cosas que basically es que también las cosas que dijeron que cortaron, por ejemplo, there's a sequence donde este cabrón, Christian Bale dances to Kate Bush.
Oh God!
Literal,
What?
there's a sequence.
Kate Bush?
Yes,
The
to
song
Kate Bush.
from the same
Yes.
exact song from.
Oh, I don't know if it was exactly the same song, pero la razón por la que Taika estaba encabronado era porque Stranger Things hicieron la canción de Run Up the Hills, so he couldn't get to do his sequence con Gore, the God Butcher, haciendo de Kate Bush. Yes.
Kate Bush doesn't have that many songs to begin with.
I know, so
it
so
must
who
have
knows
been
what
the
iba a
same
dejar.
one.
Or maybe the same album o algo, but yeah.
Yo había leído que eso fue un troleo de parte de él, porque él está diciendo, because I was already a fan de Kate Bush.
Pero la jodienda es que después Christian Bale lo confirmó. Él dijo que muchos de los manerismos y la forma del personaje están basados en Kate Bush. And he said that there was a dance sequence que iba a ser como estilo Guardians of the Galaxy 1, que tú que break down. Pues misma mierda. I mean, coño, no pueden ser que los dos estén mintiendo, carajo.
No sé, yo sé que yo había leído el statement de él y parecía que él estaba siendo sarcástico o funny o something like that.
Puede ser que él
estaba así
estaba
toda la semana.
Sí, yo sé que estaba jodiendo toda la semana, pero decir eso, I mean, there was another, like, le preguntaron a Christian Bale, ¿cuál fue tu escena favorita? Y él dice, la escena mía la cortaron, pero era una escena donde yo estaba bien cabronado y yo gritaba por 30 segundos straight. Y esa era la toma. Y yo como que, the fuck?
Like, acuérdate, he enjoyed making American Psycho, so...
No, I know, pero es como que, pero aparentemente Marvel dijo como que nope, that's not gonna happen. So, aquí estamos viendo Taika donde lo dejaron coger, pero era Taika. Like, solamente cortaron cosas que probablemente Marvel dijo, mano, even for you, this is too much, bro. Bájale. Entonces, como que eso fue lo que cortaron.
Había dos nombres debajo de written by, uno de ellos era Taika.
Claro. Sí, esto es Taika full. I think que aquí donde el blame está es que tras que Taika hizo el jeguero que hizo, it was only made worse by then Marvel being like, tienes que cortar esto because we already know this is going to be like kind of divisive and we don't want this to be 2.5 hours porque we have less showtimes. So you need to cut this shit down.
Dilo bien. Ellos lo mandaron a cortar porque pene.
Porque pues sí, por eso, por mandato estúpido, porque again, te estoy diciendo, si la próxima es la de Wakanda, right? So, so obligado, si esa película está under 2 hours too, o por lo menos, vamos a decir 2 horas con 15, pues ya tú sabes que algo está, something's running afoot, I think.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Now that you're here, last comments and your last thoughts before I have the big question for the night. On The Boys.
The Boys está cabrón. Tienen que ver The Boys. Ese último episodio estaba cabrón. I love me, my toxic men. I love that beautiful scene donde Mother Milk estaba fucking llorando con Frenchie y Frenchie le decía, Acho, tú eres un huele bicho, pero tú eres como que el huele bicho más honesto que yo conozco. Yo como que, puñeta, that shit's beautiful. That's great. I love the patriarchy. I love men. I love The Boys. Los hombres saben contar historias buenas. You're going to cancel us tonight. Today's the day they cancel us.
The next Variety article that comes to mind.
No, en verdad, really good. Like, en verdad, lo que es esto y Stranger Things. It's been a good summer. Like, I mean, Succession. It's been a really good year for television. Like, overall, I feel like, honestamente,
The Emmys reflect that, truly.
right? Yeah,
Holy
truly,
shit.
they do. They do.
I
Honestamente,
was seeing the nominations and I was like, oh, I love that show. Oh shit, I like that show
Yeah.
too. Oh my god, that
Mhm.
show is dope.
Yep.
Like
En
the
verdad que sí.
Emmys this year están bien cargados de cosas. Like los contenders are gonna. It's gonna be really interesting to
Mhm.
see who comes out on top this year.
Pero de verdad que The Boys shows you de lo que es The Boys, lo que es Miss Marvel, lo que son Invincible el año pasado. They show you que la gente no está fatigada, es que están cansadas de lo mismo.
Yeah.
Sorprendentemente, tú le puedes sacar jugo a este fucking género. Un género que yo soy el primer cínico aquí diciendo que la mierda con superhero movies, superhero TV shows, pero I gotta say, coño, cuando lo haces bien, lo haces bien. So, aquí hay tela para cortar todavía. Se puede contar historias interesantes bajo este género. Es que hay ciertos estudios que se están recortando bien cabrón para atrás y simplemente just going with the motions y haciendo lo que sabe el culo.
How many more do you feel? Because we spoke about it too. Do you feel, in terms of seasons, how much more would you like to see out of The Boys?
I would say 2 more.
2 more. You see the magic number 5.
Yeah.
I think so. I think we're getting there because we're getting to the end game. Ya estamos llegando donde qué va a ser Homelander, presidente y después matar a todo el mundo. Like that's kind of that's lo que falta ya.
It kept me on my toes. I was explaining to Sully. I was like, when they killed Black Noir, I was like, what? Where the fuck are we going now? Like, what?
That's true. That was the thing that took me by surprise the most.
I was like, oh, what? And the way that I feel like the directors of the show or the writers like purposefully did that shit because they were like, oh, you think you know what's gonna happen, don't you?
Exacto.
You fucking assholes that read the comics. You swear you know everything. We did Herogasm. We gave you. Guess what? Curveball. You know what I mean? Like, and it worked. It worked for me. I was like, what the fuck? Where do we go from here? Like, what?
Yeah.
So, with that said, Butcher has a countdown on his neck. So yeah, we might just get two more seasons out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yo diría que cuando pase lo que pase, yo espero que ya que la serie ha sido tan itself, básicamente, que they do like an egregious and ostentatious and everything exagerado passing or memorial or funeral de este cabrón, de verdad.
There's gonna be a spinoff already.
Eso sí.
Okay.
Right? It was what was it? The high school?
It was some shit like that.
Sí, va a ser el spin-off de creo que es una universidad. Yeah.
It's like a university.
Yeah. It's like Sky High with a lot of blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if anybody's ever read, I know this is a horrible segue. We're not going into that topic, but if anybody's ever read Strange University, which is basically like a university run by Doctor Strange, and the kids, it's like Harry Potter mixed with Doctor Strange. It's fucking fantastic. There's light little rumblings that Disney Plus might want to make a series out of that.
They're gonna make a series out of everything. Chacho.
All right.
Todo es porque no te hacen una serie de Orengo. Dilo la verdad.
Eso es lo que quiero. Quiero que diga Orengo. Marvel Studios Orengo.
Orengo Plus.
Orengo Plus. Vamos ya.
With that said, guys, we've ran through all the topics of the day today. Next week is San Diego Comic-Con, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We already know, I guess, one of the announcements because now Marvel has to jump ahead of certain leaks.
Yes.
¿Verdad? If they weren't gonna do it, now they definitely got to do it. But what are you guys expecting out of San Diego Comic-Con? That's the last question for today to close the show.
Que anuncien Season 2 de Vox Machina porque ellos van para un panel.
Obligado.
Ellos anunciaron que después de 3 años, o sea, Critical Role anunció que por fin, después de luego 3 años, van a volver a las convenciones y ellos van a hacer el first appearance en San Diego Comic Con. Van a tener un Q&A. No sé qué van a enseñar, no han dicho mucho. Yo espero poder verlo en vivo or somehow, some way. Pero el 28 de julio ese Q&A va a estar uploaded to YouTube. Pero yo espero que por lo menos anuncien algo de Vox Machina Season 2 or something, porque we need. Pues, Wakanda Forever, I guess. No van a enseñar más nada, o sea, y no me van a decir nada de Spidey todavía. No creo que vayan a enseñar a Miles. No creo que vuelvan a hacer lo que hicieron con Natalie Portman de cuando hicieron el whole reveal. No creo que lo vayan a hacer con Miles. No sé. Algo me dice que todavía no estamos listos para eso.
No,
yo creo que si la bomba grande va a ser el Fantastic Four, que digan el cast.
Eso sí.
La bomba más grande de que bomba, ¿me entiendes?
Sí, eso va a explotar bien cabrón, porque si no es John Krasinski, se van a encojonar.
It's not. I don't think it is.
No, yo no creo que va a ser John Krasinski obligado, pero either they do ahora que pensé eso mismo, el Fantastic Four announcement, o hagan una cosa con lo de Secret Wars, que digan, no, este era un show, mentira, es una fucking película, es 3 películas en una o algo así, una mierda súper loca.
Secret Wars?
I guess so. I know it's a show. I know they were shooting a show.
Okay. Secret Wars. I keep on thinking that's the scroll one.
Exacto, pero acuérdate que, pero technically what we're building towards is Secret War. Lo que pasa es que it's weird because it's a show donde it's going to be about fucking Skrulls and Nick Fury.
Y se llama Secret Invasion instead.
Secret Invasion. Isn't that the name of the show?
Se llama Secret Invasion. I thought it was called Secret Wars. Are you sure?
No, lo que pasa es que todos están aludiendo que todo esto del MCU va a tirarnos para Secret Wars.
Exacto.
Todo el mundo está diciendo de que todo esto del MCU es para Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion is the scroll one. We're building towards Secret Wars. You're right. We're building towards Secret Wars.
Pues yo creo que there's going to be one or the other. Secretamente van a anunciarnos va a decir Avengers 5 Secret War, una mierda así, o si no van a tirarte el cast de Fantastic Four. I think those have to be like the biggest ones, porque yo creo que a este punto they have to realize como que, okay, the people need to know what the fuck we're doing, porque es como que la gente no se aguanta ya.
So I think
Thor era un filler.
Yeah, I think they're gonna Tacho. All these movies were Phase 4 was filler. I think.
Yeah,
when you think about it, like the only movie I think, and
like
it's
One Piece.
The only movie that I think like was big, and it's technically not even theirs, was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
¿Verdad?
No es big porque Spider-Man, ¿me entiendes? Y porque obviamente conectó con las otras películas y todo eso. Tiene un bagaje bastante grande, pero ya.
Pero te pone a pensar, like, I really wanted Doctor Strange to like blow my socks out of the water. Shang-Chi wasn't this year, right?
It was last year, but at Phase 4.
Oh, it's still Phase 4? Fuck, the lines are so blurred.
We're like in the beginning, middle of Phase 4, yo creo. Like, falta bastante de Phase 4. Falta.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Wakanda's Phase 4, Quantumania's Phase 4.
Yep.
And Miss Marvel's, the Marvel's Phase 4?
También. Y considera todos los shows que habrán de aquí a allá. Y considera que the ending of Phase 4 es Fantastic Four. That's the ending.
Oh my God.
Hay Captain America 4 que también va a estar en Phase 4. Like, ¿entiendes? Yeah,
I thought they were just probably going to talk about the Hulk and Echo and then just talk lightly about the movies because there's still the D23 también.
Pero, mano,
True.
Dijeron eso de Echo y que va a estar Vincent D'Onofrio y Charlie Cox. A mí me dio algo del cocoro.
Pero tú lo escuchaste completo. No dijeron tanto, no. Dijeron Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, but they also mentioned somebody else.
Sí.
No me jodas que no puede ser Karen Page.
No, they mentioned that. They mentioned there's rumors that he's looking for a former friend of his called Jesus Christ. Now I'm gonna blank on her fucking name.
Electra?
No, Electra.
The strong chick.
Strong chick, yes, that's her name. Don't wear it out.
Oh
Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones.
Sí.
There's a lot of rumors about Jessica Jones being brought around the corner. I was like,
eso mejor que Karen Page.
I said to me, in my head, I'm like, sure as hell ain't gonna be Netflix's version of Jessica Jones. I was like, it's sure as hell ain't gonna be that version.
Ay, pero yo que era alcohólica y depresiva.
Por eso te digo, I'm like, I don't know. But you never know. Now there's an adult lock on Disney Plus. So.
Exacto. Y la pusieron por eso mismo.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Punisher, puñeta.
No por nada, but I couldn't like. Why would they add that feature just to have the Netflix shows? Like, that sounds so stupid. Moon Knight is adult lock too, right?
No, Moon Knight no.
Por
Not
eso,
that I
fue que
know
le,
of.
por eso fue que le habían cambiado las escenas, o sea, hicieron el switcheroo completo, que era, le pusieron el blood y después se le
Ujú.
quitaron el blood y después lo volvieron a
Ujú.
poner. Remember
Yep.
that shit?
I
Yep.
don't remember that. You talk about Captain
ay,
America?
puñeta.
No.
No, de...
Really? Moon Knight, they took out the blood, put it back, and then put it back?
Sí, don't you
I had
remember?
no idea about that. No, I had no idea. I know about the whole thing with the shield and Captain America and the Winter Soldier and Falcon. That supposedly they
Sí,
took the
eso
blood off of
también
the
lo han quitado.
shields.
Sí, pero por eso fue que we make a big deal out of it, porque esa era la segunda vez que lo hacían con,
Exacto.
con Moon Knight. Pero, now that I remember, eso de Adult Lock no es solamente en Estados Unidos. Por ejemplo, yo vine a aprender esto los otros días. Yo tengo un pana canadiense y él estaba streameando y él me estaba diciendo de que, yeah, we don't have Hulu aquí en Canadá. We got Disney Plus. And everything that is on Hulu is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
que
heard about
el
that.
parental lock tuvo que haber llegado de ahí y entonces lo pusieron porque iban a ponerlo de Netflix. Y ahí fue como que me hizo sentido.
There's-
I thought about that.
There's countries where Disney Plus already has Spider-Man.
Oh, sí.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's different for all the countries or whatever.
Sí, porque las distribuciones son diferentes.
So what were you expecting, Orengo? Did you say yours?
I mean, I guess que en cuestión de lo que sea Marvel, lo que te dije, hay un Fantastic Four announcement, un Secret Wars announcement, algo para tranquilizar a las masas, maybe the Doctor Doom thing también.
Damn, they gotta mention
Supongo.
something about Blade.
Nobody's expecting anything from DC.
I mean, ya se dijo y no se ha firmado nada. ¿Qué más vas a añadir?
I think DC said they're not going to this one, right?
No, I think they are. Es que simplemente no van a anunciar nada de Flash porque dijeron it's too far in advance, so no vamos a
I
decir
think
nada
I
de
think
Flash.
they're gonna publicly flog Ezra Miller for everybody's
Probablemente.
enjoyment.
Maybe.
They're gonna shame him down the Hall H. Like,
Yep.
So,
Yo lo que estoy esperando de verdad es que fucking Kevin Smith diga que va para Puerto Rico. Eso es lo que yo estoy esperando.
como que
sí.
va
Sí.
para Puerto Rico.
Ese infeliz prometió en el Comic Con que él iba a venir a Puerto Rico. So, más vale que él diga en San Diego
Oh.
Comic Con, cuando haga los otros tour dates, uno de ellos, me parece en
Sí.
San Juan.
Would you like me to tell him that in person?
Yes,
Sí.
please tell him that. Please tell him that stupid shit. Porque si ese tipo no hace nada, yo creo que tú personalmente vayas para allá, veas la película, la aplaudas y después le escupas la cara diciéndole, maldito fascista.
Never. Yo, I got a story for him. I got a personal story for him
Okay.
about the first time I saw him live, and the night was almost ruined by my ex-fiance. Like, I have to tell that story to him.
That'd be beautiful.
Oh my
He's gonna
God.
enjoy that. He's gonna
It'll be
enjoy
like,
that.
you helped me make a life-changing decision. Thank you. Like,
Tú
oh,
me
my
hiciste
word.
ver la luz.
Tú me hiciste ver la luz, literal.
As far as my predictions, like I told you, I think we're gonna hear something about Echo. I think we're gonna hear something about Jesus Christ, about Hulk, about She-Hulk, because
Oh, yeah.
trailer
I
dropped and we haven't
forgot
heard
that
a
was
goddamn
coming
thing.
out.
Exactly.
Esa es la próxima cosa que viene, actually.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get either a new trailer or some new announcement about She-Hulk, and
Mhm.
maybe a casting of a certain mutant, but I'm not gonna make any declarations.
Do it.
Bueno,
There's
hay
no-
rumores, ¿verdad?
There's been a certain blonde Englishman that has a lot to say about a certain role. So maybe they might bring him out on stage and be like, "You have your first official X-Men casted."
Yeah.
A certain blonde Englishman. Does he happen to be Vecna?
No.
Porque tienen que aprovechar,
I'm joking,
because
I'm
it's the big triumphant return to Comic-Con, you know? Esta es la primera Comic-Con que se ha hecho desde que pandemia began, so they have to go big.
No, y
So
había
I-
rumores. Me acuerdo también que hace un tiempito atrás había un rumor that he would get his own spin-off.
True. Yeah.
I don't know if it was gonna be a show or I don't know if it was gonna be a movie or what, but there were rumors that like we'd be getting like his own thing. They were writing up a story for just him. I mean, not the actor, the character.
Sí.
So
Say it.
Wolverine
Yeah, it's
I know,
Wolverine. Lo habían
and
dicho, lo habían dicho.
Taro Egerton. That's his name.
Taron
Yep.
Egerton.
Taron Egerton.
Warren Egerton.
Egby.
Egerton.
Egby.
No, pero estaba jodiendo con eso de Vecna porque ahora todo el mundo lo está casting a un montón de cosas y es como que, okay, he's like an amazing actor and singer, so he can be on anything. Y también están poniendo a Joseph Quinn con un montón de cosas. O sea, que hay un montón de rumores por ahí, bien nonsense. Pero eso de Taron Egerton, de la manera que lo dijo, it sounded like la metida de pata que hizo este cabrón, Doctor Octopus, Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina? Alfred Molina no metió una pata. He just didn't give a shit.
No, por eso
Alfred Molina was like, what? Yeah, I'm in a movie. It's coming out soon. Go watch it. I was like,
it was really cool when I did Doc Ock, and he said that shit a year prior. Okay, what?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Dude.
There's rumors that he's signed on for more movies, by the way. Not Doc Ock, Garfield.
Ah, sí, pero eso ya va desde...
Nah.
Sony's probably gonna sprinkle him in Madame Web and shit like that, y después va a salir una peliculita.
Thank God we don't have to see Tobey Maguire's psycho eyes again.
Indeed.
Thank the Lord.
Thank you.
Leave him at his house. That's
Dito.
hombre tranquilo allá.
Poor
Nobody
man.
needs that version of Spider-Man.
Anymore.
I'm the only one allowed to have big ass eyes in this world. So like. Anyway, guys, let them know where they can find you. If you got anything else to say, anything else to pitch, anything else to sell.
Well, I have to sell myself.
What? Excuse me. No.
If you want to help me get new glasses, please donate to my PayPal. No, pero me pueden encontrar en todos lados como Liquid Nebula Dice. Tengo un website, liquid-nebula.com. Allí es donde nosotros vendemos los dados y miniaturas and everything else. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to be here. And I'm also on Twitch, streaming shit and talking shit, incluyendo esto, a veces, when it comes up.
All right, Orengo, let us know where they can find you.
You can find me here with you guys en After School Club. Me puedo conseguir también en Cine Nerds, que esta semana no tengo un episodio, pero la semana arriba sí. You also find me in The Movie Guy. También me puedo conseguir en Cine Podcast, donde hopefully ya para la semana de arriba I'll start getting episodes out. Si no, como que yo estoy reseñando cosas en Instagram y en Facebook. Y yeah, you can find me mendigando por podcast. Just wherever I can, even if I'm just half asleep doing a podcast, I will be in a podcast. So,
Are you get to your house already? Are you safe?
yeah, estoy tranquilo. I'm just dumping footage.
Right.
Estoy mirando mi footage bajando. Yeah.
All right, good.
Nice.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find me here exclusively on XVN Richport. We got a couple of cool things coming up. We'll be doing comic book readings and reviews coming up. I don't think it's next week, but we're going to be doing it again. We had a fun time. Somebody was missing from that one. Maybe they might want to be on the next episode. Not looking at anybody in particular.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
All right, ladies and gents, that's all for today. Goodbye. Everybody stay safe. See you later.
Bye.